Warning, I'm bringing it live and uncut. No DJ has got enough. Can't compete with the low rider sound. Musical landscape, battlegrounds. How could you want to stop this sound? Infrared night scope, laser beam shut down. Phonetic skills should be noted. Quote after quote, and you know Lefty wrote it.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Choose your command. You have chosen
the Face-Off Hockey Show.
I mean, hockey is my life. I've got on hockey underwear right now.
The Face-Off Hockey Show. With Scotty Waz. Sean O.
breakaway. Big shoots and he scores! There we go!
And the P-Boys, Johnny and Mark with the C.
Yeah, baby.
You believe it not? Oh, yes!
Here's your host for the Face-Off Hockey Show, Scotty Waz.
Johnny changed up the music. It threw me off. Mark's writing letters to our Super Seekers project. Okay.
I forgot that this was actually the end of our intro. Had Ric Flair on it.
Of course it did. Like back in the day. Why wouldn't it have? Takes forever.
Whether you like it or you don't like it.
Mm-hmm. All right. There we go.
Yeah, I finally decided after 4 years that I would put everything on my iPhone. It's probably easier to run.
All right. Excellent. One man who knows how to run things, Sean Leahy of Yahoo Sports. Sean, what is up, brother?
Me? What do I know how to run?
The thermostat, apparently.
Oh.
Apparently very cold.
63 and loving it.
Oh,
Are
that's
you running this town tonight?
Yeah, like they used to call me Riri back in the day.
Wow.
Awesome.
Here's the thing. Do you have a cab lined up? Because you should be able to do it. Like, if you do it now, you could probably get one by 1 a.m.
No, but thank God they have Uber. And Pittsburgh's actually the city where they're testing those robotic Ubers. With no
God.
Saw one last night, and I kind of ran for the hills because I figured this was the start of the robot war.
Yeah. Great. So even the self-driving cars will pass by you and not pick you up.
It's reverse racism. Oh, he's too white. Let's get out of here.
I decided I was going to drink Corona tonight, but even with Sean Leahy on, I still have no limes.
That's a shame. And that's what Chicago's for.
Yeah, a couple weeks. Pack them up.
Going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. Me and Jen are driving there. So Jen and I are driving there, so we'll pick up limes from different states. North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin. I said Milwaukee like it's its own state.
I'm not even sure. Are you allowed to bring limes over state lines?
I think so.
I don't see why not. I mean, most of our like oranges and all that come from Florida. I can't imagine not being able to bring those over state lines.
There's import laws bringing them into Maryland and such. You can't just drive across state lines. I don't think.
That's true. They have to be infused with Natty Boh. Listen, Hi, if you're going to do this in Dundalk, you got to go Natty Boh with the citrus in there. It's going to be a great time. You can go down the ocean, watch the O's play, get some crab cakes. It's going to be great. Now, Sean Leahy's in Pittsburgh. It's a shit town. I don't know what's going on with it, but apparently they are a bunch of piss babies who don't like Nashville. Sean Leahy, comment.
You know, you're speaking kind of loud on there. My personal meter on my phone was going off the charts. It's the Face-Off Hockey Show Brandon one is kind of fake, and they're manufacturing the decibel level on that one.
And how? Now, is
if
that
I would have had? I'm not
you've
even
heard,
joking. If I would have had like an extra half an hour before the show, I would have definitely pumped in crowd noise into my basement.
Yeah, that would have been great. Is that the stupidest thing you've heard this playoffs, or they're stupider?
Stupidest thing I've heard today. I mean, there seems to be something stupid coming out every single day since the final started. But yeah, like you're telling me an arena, a sports arena, maybe fudges with the decibel levels that they're showing on the jumbotron to get the fans to react and be louder. You're telling me that might be a little fudged? No.
That arbitrary meter that's going up to red, even though everyone's quiet. If that's not true, what can be? I can't even believe my own life.
Yeah, you tell me that wrestling is fake next, I'm out.
Yeah.
Oh.
What
The best part is, I guarantee you, most of the people that are at that game can't tell you what a decibel is. So
That's
I
just
mean,
a
what's
bad
the
shot at their
difference?
educational system, and that's uncalled for.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Vanderbilt is down there.
That's true. But you could tell them it's 150, robot
Kelvin.
arms allowed in here. Yeah. Oh, cool, man. I don't know. It's a unit of measure somewhere, I'm sure.
You're the
I have
engineer.
self-driving cars.
I was looking around the room trying to find something to call it, and I failed miserably.
Hold on, you have robot arms in your room?
Yeah, that brings.
Yeah, I mean,
First
I
off,
saw
why is that
little-
not behind you
like a
on
Lego.
display?
Well, the robot does things around the house.
Mark, if you're in trouble, blink twice. Uh-oh.
You know what would have been best here if Johnny would have blinked twice and then.
I was, but you couldn't see it because I wasn't talking.
That's
true.
okay. There's like 1,000 batons, so we can do without one.
Yeah, there's going to be one more too.
See, I was actually wondering if Sean Leahy was going to see me with all the hair before I got there and just think I was another Patanzo when I got there.
I was wondering why you didn't take your hat off.
Listen, Bieber, no knit caps here. Another thing about this playoff, everyone is shocked that Nashville is a good hockey city. You were down there in the pit, as the kids like to say, for Game 4. I think, at least from your Instagram, it looked that way. You could just be stealing things from other people and saying it's yours. But how is Nashville? Did you go to the Country Music Hall of Fame? Did you go to Tootsie's?
I indulged.
Yeah.
Did you get to a fight with one of the Ryans?
But you didn't swallow? Like, how did it? What are you?
Yeah. Did you? Is it like? Are we talking like Montreal indulging or?
No,
or like
I
LA indulging.
I had a wedding to go to over the weekend, so I missed Game 3. But I flew in on Sunday for Game 4, so I was there Sunday night and Monday night for the game. And yeah, we had a good time because Wish and I are staying at a hotel right around the block from the arena.
Awesome.
And across from the arena, across the street, is Broadway, where's that whole strip of bars, and there's just masses of humanity there after the games and during the day, and there's a lot of options, a lot of places to go drinking, a lot of places to kind of, wet your whistle, as they might call it. But it's fun. The whole atmosphere around the rink and in the city has been just awesome. A lot of energy. You can just feel it inside and outside of the arena.
Was this series the best case scenario given the Final Four?
You talking about drinking wise or hockey wise?
You know what? Let's go for both. Let's go drinking wise, especially because I would think Anaheim that would price you out of the park.
Yeah, probably both. But I think if there's ever a Chicago-Montreal final, I think we may lose some riders along the way. They may not come back.
Listen, that's more.
I mean, Club Super Sex is gone though.
Club Super Sex is gone.
I'm sure there's other places to.
Listen, they're not going to be places where a girl can eat another girl's behind out.
Oh man! Did PK give you any Listerine before you went out to the bars?
No, I have my own little Listerine strips I keep with me at all times, so I don't need a whole bag of it. I mean, it's just. He actually said after the game the other night that he didn't bring it himself. He came into the locker room during the day before practice, and it was just left there by some mysterious gifter. And then he was caught walking out with this. So hopefully he used it that night.
I bet it was Metzger.
Yeah, it was. Archduke Ferdinand Metzer made this whole thing happen.
He was great in Games of Thrones.
Yeah, he was great. I loved him. He was the best. Holdor, get it? Holdor. Anyway, I never watched that show, so I can't say anything.
I haven't either.
By the way, Listerine would be stupid not to hang their silly looking hat on PK Subban's throne. I mean, the guy, he hasn't done. I don't think he has contributed as many people would thought. But man, it seems he's taken the heat off a lot of guys. I don't know why. Just being as personal as he is. And I think Sidney Crosby playing the stooge of, I didn't say that to him. No shit, you didn't. I found that hilarious as well.
Well, think back to another defenseman who did some things not related to hockey, really, that kind of took the pressure off of everybody else and put all eyes on him, Chris Pronger, during 2011 final, taking the pucks after the game. And that became a big story. And lot of people are focusing on that as opposed to how bad the Flyers are playing. But PK is out, as we know. He's great to have in the game. He's great to talk to. He's a great face for the league, and it's great that he's in Nashville this year. And now they're on a national stage, so many more eyes are on him. And it must suck to be Marc Bergeron today.
Now, how devastating is this for Canadian hockey fans that potentially in back-to-back years, players that got shipped out of the two biggest markets in Canada could potentially win the Stanley Cup?
Well, the funny thing about the PK trade was Marc Bergeron said he believed the team was better in the short term. And
Okay.
Montreal went out in the first round, right? It was the first round to the Rangers, and PK is halfway, 2 wins away from winning a Stanley Cup. So
I mean, either way, the two key players from those two key teams are winning back-to-back Stanley Cups, whether it's Kessel winning twice or PK and Kessel back-to-back.
Yeah, that's got to be. It kind of shows you, guys. And look, when they went out of those markets, like PK didn't need to be the man in Nashville. Phil definitely didn't need to be the man in Pittsburgh. So they're in a market where it's not as media heavy compared to the Canadian cities, and they don't need to be the number one guy on those teams. And obviously they're obviously enjoying it very well and flourishing. And one of them is going to win a cup, and one of them might win back-to-back cups. So we could be hearing Phil Kessel as a Stanley Cup champion again as a team this summer.
Now, does he take out 2 full-page ads this time in Toronto?
Yeah, one for each middle finger.
Steve Austin double guns.
That actually sounds like it might be one of those pull-out 3-foot posters.
A little pop-up book action. Who wins on the road first? Nobody wins on the road. It's a home sweep, according to Sean Lee.
Wow.
I picked the Predators to win in 6 before the series, and
it's been working for you so far, as a Penguins fan, right?
So far. But it's clear, getting that last change has been benefiting both coaches, and they can get, at least on the Predators side, they can get their D-men out on Crosby and Malkin and slow them down. And on the Penguin side, they can get those 2 guys out against, the weaker matchups. And it's worked. So I really think tomorrow, whoever wins tomorrow, that's the series. If the Predators are able to steal one on the road, which they've had a tough time playing in the playoffs on the road, then they're going to go back on Sunday with the cup in the building and their fans inside and out. It's going to be, and I don't know if you guys heard, but beginning this week is Country Music Fest in Nashville.
Oh, God.
It is.
Hasn't it been country? Yeah, okay.
Which culminates Sunday night with the Country Music Awards. So, there's already going to be, tens of thousands of people in Nashville this week.
And literally, and they have their pick of any country artist. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Garth?
It's going to be Dennis K. Morgan, the guy who they shafted.
That'd be amazing.
Bring him back for the last home game of the year. And triumph return, and they're going to win the cup, and he's going to lift it first.
He's gonna steal out of
can't
Mike
wait.
Fisher's hand.
I can't wait until
DK
it's
Morgan.
the 50th anniversary CMA song where it was just country music star walking out after country music star, he starts but sings the first 2 notes, and then they just keep walking out of the Zamboni entrance.
Yeah, they just tag him out.
There's 40 of them in
Is-
Armin.
Is this the "We Are the World" of the Stanley Cup anthem?
Yes,
That would be
I agree.
It's
That'd be
going to be
perfect.
like the NHL All-Star game when they had the 100 greatest players out on the ice. All the country stars going to be at the ice and just passing the mic to one another. It's
That'd be the most amazing thing
going
ever.
to take 47 minutes to sing a 2-minute song.
By the way,
Yes.
that's still
The
less
Little
than
Richard
most
version.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Who was it?
The Little Richard version.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
I was gonna say it hasn't been Country Music Week since '58 in Nashville, so I don't think they should be that. And which Country Music Award is this? There's 14 of them, and
This is the
The
CMAs
CMA.
this week.
oh, it's not the
I think this is the biggie.
it's not the CMT Country Music Awards.
Yeah.
Or the
No,
Country
no, no.
Music Awards of America.
CMAs this week.
Christ, country
Although,
music.
are there is there any is there such a better adorable random couple that very rarely ever watches hockey but loves being with other people than Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman? Because God, seeing them on TV was hilarious, and they were just cheering their asses off and didn't have a clue what just occurred, but knew everybody else was happy.
That's happened a lot in Nashville, I'm sure, right? They've already been, even though some media people are finding out in these last 2 weeks, Nashville's been a great hockey city for a long time with a very strong and passionate fan base, and the fact that they're going this cup run and now on the national stage, they're growing fans and getting fans, which hopefully they're able to keep beyond this season. And if you look at their team, their cap situation, they're set up to be a contending team for the next several years. So hopefully those people who hop on the bandwagon stick with it, because it'll certainly add to the awesome atmosphere that's in the city.
And I will say this about sorry, Scotty, just one more. Well, we'll say this about the fans. They're getting a lot of credit for these chants that have been around for a long time, but it takes, and the Caps have been doing this for years. NHL arenas have been doing this for years, but it takes a lot of coordination to do it as well as Nashville does.
Yeah, there's a site, a blog, Section 303, which is also in the arena. They have their own section, like the diehard fans or whatever, and they kind of create a lot of these chants. But yeah, I mean, some of them like "It's all your fault." You hear that at college games all the time. I like the one where they announce the players and they say, sucks, and then they announce the coach and he sucks too. So, but yeah, you see it at other places, but it's just great to see that it's caught on there, because it's an experience being in that game. I've only been in Nashville for the All-Star game, not for an actual Predators game for this series, and just to be in there the other night was so much fun. Like they're cheering, they're giving the team a standing ovation through the TV timeout, and they're pretty much everyone's standing through the whole game. It's loud, it's boisterous. It's just, every NHL arena gets loud during the Stanley Cup final, obviously, but just the excitement and the energy, and it's just a fun party. It really is. It's just a fun party during games.
It's a very college atmosphere.
Yeah.
I was going to say that the Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman don't know much, is because when the Australian Hockey League is playing, they're out promoting things in the U.S., so they never got a chance to coincide with the Australian Hockey League season.
I'm just glad Nicole Kidman learned how to clap after that award show disaster. She was clapping like this, it was her first time ever clapping before.
Well, she's not used to giving adulation to other people, so
it's true.
Because Tom Cruise wouldn't let her.
And Scientology.
By the way, the Mummy comes out this week. Here we go.
I hear the reviews are really good.
Yeah, I heard.
Really?
I heard it's
what
like
sites are you reading?
It's like George of the Jungle.
Even Brandon Fraser was like, "This movie looks like it's shit."
This is garbage. I'm doing Encino Man too.
You're gonna do Monkey Bone too.
What was the other one? The Scout or the Pro? What was the one where he was Albert Brooks?
Yeah, the Scout, Steve Nebraska.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't forget Bedazzled either.
Oh, how could we forget that?
No, what?
Who would want to forget that?
Elizabeth Hurley as the devil? Come on.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, that was a good movie. That was a great movie.
You were still riding off that Austin Powers fame.
Yeah, well, who wasn't? I mean, that's how the Love Guru got made, right?
Rob, I'll never forget Rob Blake taking a face off in that movie.
Oh, like Castor Troy. Yep. Wrong face off, Scott. As we move onward and upward, who's your 5-star Sean Leahy pale face pick of the expansion draft to go to your Vegas Golden Knights?
Wait, who?
Who? I'm asking you. Who?
From any team.
From any team. Any team. All 30 teams. Who's your stone cold luck? What? That you're going to be they're going to be in a Vegas. I can buy my Vegas Golden Knights jersey when it comes out on Tuesday. And I'll embroider it with that person's name, knowing that Sean Leahy said this man will be on the roster.
That's a good question. It seems like Trevor Van Riemsdyk is a favorite. There was that talk of maybe a potential trade beforehand. But if you look at their D situation there, someone's going to be there, and he's young, he's inexpensive, and I'm sure he's a guy, GM may like. Part of me almost wants to say Fleury, because we know he's not going to be back with the Penguins. So he's either, I'm curious if he likes the prospect of, I know it's an expansion team, but he'll definitely be the number one guy there no matter what. And he'll play a lot, which he wants to do now. Because if he doesn't waive that clause, I'm sure the Penguins will just buy him out, so that way they can protect Murray. And then if that's the case, I'm sure Fleury will probably go to Calgary, and because they're obviously probably gonna have a better year next year than Vegas, and they seem to be set up pretty well with some of those young kids there.
until they don't get a new arena and then move to Kansas City.
Did you see the Ken King statement within the last hour?
I've not. What did he say?
He pretty much disavowed everything Brian Burke said, pretty much saying Brian Burke is not a spokesman for that kind of stuff, yada, yada, yada. It's incredible.
That's hilarious. We'll see tomorrow. Brian Burke relieves of duties as P-Hop.
But they're keeping his untied tie.
Exactly. No, well, they have to. Someone has to keep that off. So Sean Leahy says Brooks Orpik to the Vegas Golden Knights. I agree. It's great.
It's a good move for everybody, really.
It's a good move for everyone concerned. I like someone put today that, you know what, the Caps may trade Kevin Shattenkirk to the Vegas Golden Knights for the right. I'm like, they're not that lucky to trade his rights there and then have that if he signs, have that be their expansion pick.
Well,
Yeah.
That's not, no.
That was almost
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's almost as silly as the Ovechkin rumors that I heard this week.
Yeah, I mean, I just love seeing some people talk about the expansion draft where George McPhee's not dumb, right? He's not going to take your crappy contract, off your books. So like, he's going to take Dustin Brown? No, why? He's got like 1,000 more years left on his deal. Like, George McPhee's not there to help you out. He's not to help your fellow GM out. He's going to make a competitive team as much as he can, and he's only going to take one player from your team. So it's one player and not going to be a crappy contract. Maybe he takes on a bad contract that only has like another year or two on it if you give him a little bit of a sweetener, like a first or second round pick. But the guys with those crappy contracts that are long term, that are albatrosses around these teams, George McPhee's not going to be helping out his fellow GMs unless they really make it worth his while, which is going to be tough to do.
Very tough indeed. Last question for me. Did you get to talk to the Round Mound of Rebound?
No, but it was funny watching that press conference, being there, because Gretzky and Coffey were talking, and all of a sudden Barkley burst through the curtain like a Kool-Aid man. And Gretzky was still finishing his answer, so he was kind of behind them in the corner, so they didn't see him. And Gretzky's answer went for like a good minute and a half. So Barkley's just still sitting there waiting, and then all of a sudden he chimes in, who's your favorite black athlete of all time? And without a beat, Gretzky says Grant Fuhr. It was awesome. It was pretty cool to see, and awesome to see him on NBC and CBC or Sportsnet, whatever the heck it was that night. But also sad how this kind of shows you how crappy the NBC studio show is, where bringing on Charles Barkley is probably the best thing that network's done in throughout its contract.
It feels a lot like the old WCW, WWF days, like right after news of the buyout happened, but before the shows combined. That little sweet spot where they simulcast. They had the NBA stars here going to the NHL press conferences. It feels like we're about to have a SmackDown Raw showdown here. Shaq confirmed for NBC host NHL hockey. I'm fine with sending Roenick to the TNT show. I'm fine with sending JR strapped to TNT and exploding him.
Well, the best thing he's done so far in the Stanley Cup playoffs was catch that catfish.
Well, I mean, NBC, they need to I can't believe that Milbury and Jones have kind of been there for the entire duration since 2005, right? They've added some guys here and there. Roenick after he retired, Anson Carter for a little while. Brian Boucher's pretty good, but they really need to inject some blood in him. I mean, Jones and Milbury haven't been involved in the NHL since way before the lockout, right? So these guys, I don't know, time to get some fresh faces. I love to see, Ray Ferraro be the main inside the glass guy. Bring on Mike Johnston Mike Johnson from TSN, or maybe I don't know where he's from now, maybe Sportsnet, but he's great as either a color guy or a guy in the studio, but they need to really freshen it up, because I don't know about you guys, but when I'm watching a game on NBC, when it goes to intermission, I'm flipping to either another game or, whatever's on my DVR for 20 minutes.
Or The Voice.
Or The Voice. Yeah.
Yes. They have Kevin Weeks in there from time to time, I've seen, and I think he's
Carter's good. He did some Caps games in the playoffs.
I love the Room with Roenick revival. That's the good thing about it. It's Roenick from the old Dish Network days. The NHL Center Ice days. It was great. It was a fun time for everybody. What we should do is for our draft show, Sean Leahy, if you're game, We figure out how to fix the NHL Network, and then we go from there. Spoiler alert: my idea to fix the NHL Network: 17 hours of face-off hockey show.
Hey, we have enough content to
We
last.
do
for
have enough
3 months.
archival footage. And it will cap it all off with our marathon
can't wait until-
76-hour expansion draft show.
There's going to be some great coverage too during the summer when they do the throwbacks to early shows of the Face Off Hockey Show.
Yeah,
It's going to be
we get all
fantastic.
that syndication money. It's going to be awesome.
What I found on YouTube the other
Yeah.
day, I think it was the Valentine's Day show from 2007.
Oh boy.
When
Definitely the Valentine's Day show is on YouTube.
Dog.
when Laura and Lyle, I almost called him Richardson. Laura and Lyle got at it about Eric Lindros.
Oh, that was a classic. I remember that.
Yeah.
Getting heated.
That was the beginning of the Pee Wee bullshit.
It was.
The best part of your upcoming 76-hour show is Lyle's going to shave his mustache beforehand, and by the 76th hour, it's going to be completely grown back. Can't wait.
It's going to be Lyle's growing an expansion beard.
Yeah, it's like you know how like parents they kind of mark on the wall like how tall their kids grown over the years. We're going to do that with Lyle. Like every 5 hours, we'll just measure the little follicles and see how much they've grown, and just mark them off.
Oh, exactly. But here's the thing: you can only take hair from another body part once. So that's the only problem with that.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
glad he took
Right
a
while
break.
he's drinking,
I'm glad-
too. My God, Scotty.
Oh, I didn't really need to hear that.
Hey, it's no worse than our Mr. Pibb conversation the other day.
No, you gotta say that in our DMs.
Oh yeah, no, we slid into it and slid out of it in a big way.
I've
You
had
can
some nights
find
like
Mr.
that.
Yeah, who hasn't? And that was with Jimmy Chunky Butter. That was even weirder. Uh,
Oh, speaking of Jimmy Chunky Butter, I found what was it?
Excuse you.
Chunk of Butter. What was his song?
Was that?
I found it
Oh,
on my
no.
computer.
Was
Whatever
that
it
the
is.
Rihanna cover?
I think it was. It was the Rihanna cover of it was
Umbrella.
the Chunk of Justice or Chunk of
The
I'll find
action
it.
show.
Yeah, no,
Action
those,
show,
Yeah, I'll
Chunk of Justice.
No,
You're- you're talking
not
about
the
two
chunky,
different
not the chunk.
he
not the
covered
Chunky Brother.
Umbrella.
It was his cover song. I'll find it. I'll play it on the show
Umbrella.
next week. I'll put it on my phone.
Umbrella.
Am
It
I
was Umbrella.
muted?
No, your microphone's just your microphone's
No,
a
but
bit.
that wasn't the
Hello.
name of it.
Yeah.
It had it. No, that's what it was. It was Baby's Got Chunk.
Oh Jesus! I don't even remember that one. I'm pretty sure I did it.
It's definitely not
It's on my you. Baby's Got Chunk is the song. I'll play it over the summer
Please
at some point.
do. Oh
I'm
my
positive that
We'll use it
Jimmy
as an
Chunky
entrance
Butter
music.
also covered Umbrella.
I remember that vividly because it took me 5 hours. to
No,
edit
that
it.
was something. I don't know if it's on my computer though or not.
We'll find it. It's in my stuff too, if need be. So, all right, you can find Sean Leahy on Twitter at Sean_Leahy, and then you can find him in Chicago hanging with us. I'm sure.
Can't wait.
Drunken Chicago nights.
Fuck Daddy party.
And at the Chicago Fire game.
Yeah, and the fire game. Where do we have a confirmation for the PD party?
It is the I think they're working on a location, but it's gonna be the night before, the Thursday night.
Thursday,
So,
as per usual.
yeah. So bring your drinking hats and your drinking pants.
Dude, I am.
Do we have to buy tickets ahead of time in order to have a meet and greet with Archduke Bishop Metzger?
No, he actually will be signing autographs for free to the public. So whoever shows up, the Metzger will be there.
Could I get an
You
autograph
think
on
there are
my
a lot
bar
of
tab?
people that are in Nashville right now? My God.
Will he sign an autograph on my bar tab?
No, he'll sign your boob though.
Okay, all right. Fair
And
enough.
I'm in business.
Yeah.
He'll be kissing hands and shaking babies. Everybody. Great time, girl. What's wrong? What's the
Your
matter?
baby's at home. School night.
It's a school night in late June. All right, Sean, we appreciate it. Enjoy the Robo Uber, and take a video of that if you do get a Robo Uber again, because that's technology. That's
I will periscope my frightening terror thoughts.
If you're in a Robo Uber, I would like you to periscope it, but then also try to hold a conversation with the driver, just to see how it
Yeah.
goes.
Ask it how long it's been driving Uber. Where's
So
your home
I'm
country?
walking.
Where's your home country?
But I just want to ask the guy who sits in the passenger seat, why don't you just freaking drive, dude? Like, what are you doing? Come
Get
on.
off the computer, man.
Get off the computer. Stop going on RedTube. Come on, dude.
Listen, you lazy shitbird. I hired you to drive this thing, not to just hang out.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, I saw one last night when I was on my way to dinner, and there was a guy in the front seat. He was just drinking a can of Red Bull. Like, what are you doing?
Well, you
Get in the
can't fall
driver's seat, make
asleep.
full scratch. Like, do you tip? Like, here's the thing: do you tip that guy, or do you just leave like a couple bucks on the driver's seat for the robot?
No, you need to show up with like a like tiny can of oil or something.
It's true. It's a good point.
Be like, thanks for the ride, and like drop the oil in the. Do robotic cars have cup holders?
Probably.
Robots got to drink too.
It's true.
Like,
I mean, the drivers get thirsty too from just sitting there.
I would ask the guy in the passenger seat to pay at least half your tab. Like, it's probably just a whole scam. Like, they picked the other guy up, and you just got you're the
Yeah.
room. You're the
You
room.
just get free rides everywhere.
Yeah.
You just can constantly shift out.
So is Pennsylvania an open container state? Can the passenger have an open container in Pennsylvania? Because Virginia is.
It is when I'm around. So.
Because what's to stop that Uber guy from just getting a six pack? Because he's not going to have to drive the car. He's not going to get pulled over.
It's true. He said, I didn't drive. I wasn't driving the whole time.
Well, what if the robot starts swerving?
Wow.
At that point, like the
Get a little too much
passengers
oil then.
fall-
Secondhand alcohol?
Yeah.
My
It's
God.
true. Liability.
All right. Well, we expect full, and hopefully we get a Robo Uber in Chicago. That'd be fantastic as well. A lot of things going on in Chicago that weekend, but the biggest thing of all will be the Sean Leahy gracing Chicago with his presence. That'll be fantastic.
In my pants.
There you go.
True.
In the pants. No pants.
I hope there's a blister in the sun sighting. This year.
Mm.
I'm going to choose a much better song if that happens again, for sure.
Well, we'll hold you to it this time.
And I'm going to do a lot better performance. I saw the video and I was very disappointed in my performance. So I'm going to bring my A game and give 110% out there.
I mean, I'm gonna give you some props. You weren't exactly what the kids refer to as sober during that. So
You don't got to put air quotes up. I know.
He's Irish. He gets it.
Yeah.
Since when are the kids the authority on sobriety?
That's true. They're into that butt chugging. It's really weird.
not what the robot Uber drivers call today sober.
Good Lord. All right, Sean. Love you. We miss you. We'll see you in a couple weeks, buddy. Thanks for joining us.
See you in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Bye.
Have fun.
There he goes. Sean Leahy, Yahoo's Puck Daddy, formerly of Pop
Do you
Jocks.
think that does the Robo Uber driver get mad if you throw up in its car?
No, and there's
Maybe-
other tinier robots to
I was
come
going to
clean
say
it
there's a little vomit Roomba who just goes ahead and cleans it up for you.
Maybe that's why the guy's actually in the passenger seat. He's not so much like Uber employee. He's more like car bodyguard.
Well, yeah, right. Don't they also have to make sure that no one tries to steal the robotic Uber?
That's also true.
It's like, is he strapped?
I feel like the robotic Uber should be able to shock you like through something if you try to steal it.
It's not Johnny Five yet. That would
Yet.
be awesome, though.
So you stay.
Or maybe
Have
more
you
like
ever been in one?
should be more like Kit. Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't.
Like a
I don't know.
little
Maybe.
self-driving back car.
Great. Says all. You know what, guys? It has all the making of a success story. So I can't wait for it to happen.
Right until it
As-
drives off a bridge in Pittsburgh.
Right. As long as the self-driving cars aren't also like racist and misogynistic, I think we're okay.
I would like it
Like-
more if
like
it were.
CEO of never mind.
Here's my thing. Johnny brings up a good point. In Pittsburgh, there's so many like shortcut roads. I don't know if the Uber will be able to keep track. Because there's like you turn right here, then you turn left immediately, then right after that to get on the bridge. That thing could just crash into some kind of median, and it's into one of the three shitty rivers.
Yep, just floating down the river.
What did they
Barstool Sports. I don't know. Barstool Sports had a great piece about shitty Pittsburgh fans, and I'm like, wow, they finally summed everything up.
That was really
Third-rate
that was
city.
good. That was good. I think it's really funny how the like randomness of the playoffs has just escalated this year. Like normally it reaches a peak in like round 2 and you're kind of like, all right, cool, we're kind of over this. But like it just kept going this season.
Continues to go. So, I mean, that's the even bigger thing about that.
I blame Twitter.
Yeah, that's a good thing too.
I was kind of serious though. Can we take a 3-way vote here? Who's the Game 6 anthem singer? Can I stick with my Garth? Can I stick with Garth?
Yeah.
Since I brought the question up. All
Stick
right.
with Garth. Go ahead. That's fine. I'm gonna go Kenny Chesney.
All right. I like that. That's good.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm gonna say they go back to the well. I say that they've had success and they go back and Carrie Underwood.
That's really good one too.
She bookends the whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. I mean, that would be apropos.
Very good. That's a good beat. It's a good beat.
Thank you.
Johnny, speaking of good beats, what'd you do for this week? I saw you finally get the plugs.
This week was good. I got some grass plugs. I planted them in the front. I am going to say that the best purchase out of the entire grass plug fiasco that's been going on at this point is definitely the garden auger that attaches to my drill. My God, that thing is badass. Like you just push it in the ground and you like wiggle around some and pull straight up and it pulls out like 3 inches of dirt straight down to the bottom of the grass, whatever's down there. Clay, probably. But that did well. It made quick work of my front yard so that I could plant things. So I have some tiny little troll dolls waiting to grow out in the front yard. What else occurred? I won FIFA 17 on the PlayStation 4.
Nice.
And a 1999 MLS Cup pennant from DC United.
That totally came out of somebody's office that they had to fire, by the way.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I felt like it was one of like the Orioles things where the Orioles were like, why do we still have all these jerseys here? Like who wants a Greg Olson jersey? And Def's like, oh, I know somebody who'd love a Greg Olson jersey. And he takes it.
Yes. That's why I have a Greg
basically
Olson
what occurred this time is that somebody was like, why do we still have a pennant from 1999? I don't even think DC United was in the MLS Cup in 1999. I might have to look that up actually.
Yeah, that's a good question. No, it was DC United against LA Galaxy.
Damn, how did you do that so fast?
It's called Google.
Well, and that's who they were playing too. So this all kind of makes sense.
In 2009, it was Real Salt Lake and Los Angeles, and 1998, not 2009. Yeah, DC and the LA.
Yeah, 1999. It's like 20 years old. And
Christina
definitely came from somebody. Oh,
all right. Here's my question.
She's a genie in a bottle.
So I would understand. All right, when does the MLS season usually start?
April.
Okay,
Yeah, April.
Okay, so in 1996, the MLS Cup
was their first year.
Yes, held on October 20th. 97, October 26th. 98, October 25th.
Yes,
99, November 21st. Was that because of the Women's World Cup?
No, it was because that was when they broke in with like 4 more teams.
I was gonna say expansion.
That was the year they had an extra round of the playoffs that year because they had such big expansion.
2000, it was back to October 15th. 2001, October 21st. 2002, October 20th. And since then, it's been either the 3rd month of November or later.
One year it was definitely like 24 degrees and snowing. Maybe that was because of the Women's World Cup because they were all using the same stadiums at the time.
Right. They were, because that was the first 5 years of the MLS Cup were played at football stadiums. Foxborough, RFK, Rose Bowl, Foxborough, RFK.
The actual teams were playing in football stadiums at that time also.
Right.
So yeah, that probably does make sense, actually. The extra round when it flipped like an extra full like week or 2.
Anyway.
Sounds about right.
Sidebar.
Yeah. So I got that coming. It's on its way. I did not use the tickets I won though, so that was funny. They're like, hey, you won. I'm like, cool. At like 3:00, they sent me the tickets and they're like, hey, here are your tickets. We're emailing them to you. You have to print them out. We can't scan anything.
Okay.
And I was like, where do I get? I don't even know how you print stuff out anymore. Like, where do you go to print something out? The only place I do is work.
UPS shop.
UPS store apparently does have it.
You know what we should start?
But-
We should start a business where people email us PDFs and we mail it back to them.
You know what? This has no question. This is great.
You know what? Pay me $5, I'll overnight it to you.
There you
See,
go.
I thought you were going print truck. Everybody's doing food trucks, but if we're ahead of the curve,
That's actually pretty solid. I like that too.
Ooh.
something that has its own Wi-Fi, right? And you can like email it to us. We'll print it out on the way to your house and then show up with it like ready to go, like at your house.
You understand that business parks would love that? That'd be
See?
amazing.
Yeah, but if you're talking about a
Wait, I
business,
think-
most businesses have.
No, they do all the cloud shit though. Not everything's in the cloud.
So yeah.
I like it.
So I didn't make it to the game. I actually had to work on Saturday night anyway. Then Sunday I went to a festival called the Taste of Del Rey. It's in near Arlington. So I was
Lana
in
Del Rey?
Virginia.
Oh.
It was yes. It was Del Rey. It was a bunch of restaurants. It was really cool. They all had little like servings, and you just walked around and ate food for 2 hours.
Nice.
So that was a lot of fun. And then we had a soccer game. We lost. We lost in the semifinals of our soccer league in shootout.
Mm.
Yeah, I made a bunch of decent saves. One completely unnecessary part of the game, but I had a lot of fun doing it. Ball was kind of knocking around in front. One of our defenders tried to clear it, and it went straight up in the air. A little bit off from the goal. No one was around me, so I biked it out.
Nice. Way to go, Colombian goalkeeper, John. I forget that guy's name, but
Claudio Patanzo over here.
And I
do you know
believe
what that
Death
guy's
looked
name
at
was?
me.
I'm looking that up.
Yeah, look at that. I believe Death looked at me right afterwards and goes, "That was completely unnecessary, but you caught it cleanly. Nice work." Look for scorpion kick, Mark. It was actually a scorpion kick.
Yes.
Scorpion!
Rene Higuaita.
What'd you call me?
Yes.
Rene Higuaita.
Mm,
He was a crazy goalie.
good job.
But
girls.
yeah, that was how my week went.
Mm.
So got it all. I'm growing some grass now in Glen Burnie, which probably means something way different than what I'm
Yeah,
doing.
I don't think
but
it's legal, but you had weeds in there. You're really mixed messaging everything.
it's true. It's very true.
Mark, how'd your week go?
It's good. It's a good week. Good week. Let's see. What did I do this week? I've been working a lot. I am working overtime.
Work out.
I'm working 2 programs right now, so it's a lot of work. A lot of working. And that's pretty much all I got.
Are you working for the weekend?
No, I'm not working I'm working for the weekend. I'm not working over the weekend. So yes, technically I am working for the weekend. Oh man. What did we do this past weekend? I don't even remember. I'm terrible. We drove up somewhere. We went to the Orioles game. We went to the Orioles game with Matt Death on Saturday. We went gambling at Horseshoe. I lost. I played Pai Gow Poker. Have you ever played Pai Gow Poker?
No.
It's
What is Pai Gow Poker?
all right. So you get dealt
It's
7
an alliteration.
Yeah. Almost. You get dealt 7 cards, and you try to make your best 5 card hand and your best 2 card hand, and then you're playing against the dealer and only against the dealer.
You know, I've always figured that if we started talking about anything gambling on this show, that Sean would just randomly run in.
He would tell me easily some great strategies for playing Pai Gow Poker, but he doesn't have a book on it. Probably. He might have a book on it.
He does. It's called Pissing on Pai Gow Poker.
Definitely not casino craps for the bathroom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not at all. What is?
Conquering casino craps.
What is? You know? All right. I guess it's my turn. My time. Apartment hunting sucks. I will put that out there.
It does.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, Mark, you've been through 7 places in like a week. It's weird. Well, you have a property for every day of the week. It's amazing. We saw one. The first place we saw, we loved, and then we got a message the next day. It actually because it was up for sale as well, so they got an offer on it that they couldn't refuse. So I'm like, all right, well that's. So now we're on the hunt. We're just trying to look for more space. We want a dedicated studio room that doesn't have to be converted into like a spare bedroom when company shows up and stuff like that. So we want a guest room. We want our room. We want all kinds of rooms. We want all the rooms. And man, prices suck here. But 2-income house, it helps. But yeah, no, we've been doing that. Was pretty much most of my week. I start overnight starting tomorrow, so my weekend's shot. I don't have a weekend. But yeah, that's about it. Getting prepared for Chicago, which, by the way, Johnny, I think we're staying with the first hotel. I don't know if Jenna talked to you.
Yeah, Jen sent me messages last night, and I was like, I'm literally okay with whatever you decide. Just tell me where to be.
Yeah, I think because there's a lot more food in the area where we're at. And it's like I said, it's also Pride weekend, so I think the downtown core is going to be a little bit crazier than usual. So may be a good idea, may not be a good idea. I don't know. I still haven't. We'll figure things out, and we'll let the people know so they can rate our rooms. It sounded weird, but yeah, that's been it. Apartment shopping, getting ready for Chicago, and then life. That's about it. Thanks for joining us on Face Off Hockey Show. We'll see you guys. Oh wait,
no, we still have time. Lyle's coming on.
Oh, that's right. He's coming on. We should blow through some news at least a little bit quick.
I just dropped in. See, this is so much more responsive than a 20-year-old iPod.
You think?
Did it just pause for a second there?
No, not at all. I probably just paused more than so. I guarantee you that my internet was the reason that occurred.
Nice. So
I also
just as good.
I also have a good. So when Lyle gets here, I have a nice drop. I think we're gonna take a little break when Lyle gets here. So
okay, sounds good. All right, so we got some tings and some stuff. Luke Glendening of the Detroit Red Wings. He's gonna be out 3 to 4 months after having ankle surgery, so that'll put him probably just start rehabbing just as the season starts. Jesper Fast had hip surgery. He's gonna be out 5 months for the New York Rangers. He won't be so fast after that. Burp. Brian Burr or Henrik Lundqvist, MCL sprain during the World Hockey Championships. He's going to be fine. He'll be back to off-season training just like normal and be the Dan Marino of the NHL continuous. Brian Burke, like we mentioned earlier, scaring season ticket holders saying, hey, new arena doesn't happen. We're going to move. La, 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 la.
It worked for Pittsburgh.
Exactly. Though. Ken King then, like Sean Lee, he said, he doesn't speak for us. So he's like, I'm glad the city's passion, but Brian Burke doesn't. No. So he'll be getting fired soon. Assistant coaching news. Ulf Samuelsson is going to be the new assistant coach of your Chicago Blackhawks. He leaves the Charlotte Checkers and moves up to the NHL ranks. Also, Chris Knobloch is going to be the assistant of the Philadelphia Flyers. He's hitting /234 this year.
I think the Nets could use him at shortstop.
Jesus.
That's fantastic.
Even with his throwing errors, he'll be fine.
I can't wait until Kent Herbeck is their goalie coach.
That'd be great. Listen, guys, you want to pull it to the right-hand side. It's going to be great. This doesn't help my glove side ability. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I don't know if that's how Kent Herbeck talks.
I guess so, really.
Yeah, it's fine. Competition committee had some rule change ideas. There was just 2 of them. One of them was stupid. The other one is no timeouts after icing. So
I loved Greg's article about this because he's like, apparently there is literally nothing wrong with the NHL right now.
Yes.
These are the 2 rule changes.
These are the 2 rule changes. The other one's like, go ahead.
I thought the whole point for like being able to use the timeout is because you're looking out for the player's safety. If you just make them keep skating over and over and over again, it's isn't that a concern for player safety?
Yeah, but so Mark, you're a goalie. All of a sudden, you ice the puck a couple times. You look like your boys are hurt. hurting some. Oh, I need to get my skate sharpened.
That's true. Fleury did
Yep.
that at least 3 times in the Cap series.
Absolutely.
And really, like, this is literally just opening up a loophole for people to be pissed off at other teams.
Or you just take one of the guys, like the left wing, and put him on the bench and send out another guy and then wait for the referees to sort it out. Yeah. It's just going to be more of that bullshit. So you're making it more like soccer.
There you go.
Now, I would like it, though. I would like it if there's icing. The puck all the way went down, boom, crash. And as the official, like, blew the whistle, there was, like, a force field that came up in front of the benches so that no one could go on or off.
What I'd
I'd be
like,
perfectly fine with that.
there's a reason why there's 2 linesmen on the ice, right? One linesman's calling the offside. The other linesman has a puck ready to go at the faceoff dot. They have 10 seconds to get to the dot. He's dropping the puck one way or another. You better be there.
No, here's what
Wow,
we need.
this has turned into Miracle on Ice all of a
no,
sudden.
no. Here's what happens. We install this
You throw the money way up in
No. We install slots like bubble hockey underneath every face-off dot, and then we trigger it that way. Exactly, it pops up in the air and ready to go.
Part lacrosse, part hockey.
But then sometimes it gets stuck, though, and the fans on one end are going to have to tilt the ice. Literally.
Exactly, and then the boo button will be hit constantly.
Yeah.
That was the best addition to that game, the boo button.
It was great. The 1984-85 Edmonton Oilers were named the best Stanley Cup team in NHL history.
Thank God.
Well, I mean, they were pretty good.
I don't. We reviewed this on the Soderstrom bubble. At least numbers 10 through 2, because they hadn't revealed number 1 yet. Man, that number 2 is the second Cup team with Mario Lemieux when they beat the Blackhawks. I think it was '92. They said they were the second best Stanley Cup team ever, above any Montreal Canadiens team in the '70s, above the Dynasty Oilers or Islanders. I'm shocked that 2009 Penguins weren't the one that was the best team ever, with the goddamn fan voting being as it is. Fan voting sucks.
I mean, it's better than the 2016 Penguins being the best team ever.
Oh, that'd be amazing if it was. The Phil Kessel really put that team over the top. My God.
What was the first NHL game that had create a character in it?
Ooh.
Was that like 96 or 97?
I thought that was going in a completely different direction.
Me too. I remember 98. I was able to create a character on the PC.
Because would it be easier to create like Wayne Gretzky in today's NHL games, or would it be easier to create today's teams in the old NHL games? If we wanted the computer, let's say, I read on Deadspin today the greatest NBA team of all time or whatever was the Jordan's Bulls. They wanted to see if the Golden State Warriors of today could beat Jordan's Bulls, and they went back to one of the older NBA games and created the Warriors in that game, which seems inefficient to me.
What if sports, right?
It seems inefficient to me, right? Like, why don't you take the old team and make it in the new game? The AI is better, and the graphics are better.
It has to be easier to do.
Yeah. Plus, you already have a metric for how good that player was at that point in time. Taking players now and putting them against the older players, that doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, maybe we should do that. Maybe somebody should do that. Maybe EA Sports, for instance, should do that.
Well, EA Sports NHL 18 preview came out. They're going to be by the way, next week, not next week, the week after, very tight week for news. The 20th, June 20th, the Adidas will be rolling out every single jersey for the new edition. Yes. Then the 21st.
New edition, wow.
I know, it's going to be great. Philly, Motown
They've got
Philly.
some sensitivity.
Exactly. The award ceremony / expansion draft / EA Sports full trailer being announced. Joe Manganiello is going to be hosting that, and people were like, "Who?"
Exactly.
And we're just like, "Yeah."
What else can they add into that 2-hour show?
Us doing a pre-show and post-show from Chicago.
Are they just? That would be awesome. Fantastic. Are they just walking people out?
Yes.
They're not actually going to commercials. They're just walking people out with Adidas jerseys on that already have the sponsorship logos on them, the new advertisements.
It's the 20th, so the day before, they're just going to have people. Ta-da! Here's the jerseys. The award ceremony. Someone brought up the thing about how to do the expansion draft, and what they're going to do is going to coincide with the NHL 18. And I cringed at every moment because I know that he said this perfectly to the point where I'm just like, God, that's so bad. That's exactly what they're going to do. So he said, we'll call. I'm going to give him a little play. Schuster McGavin is at Schuster McGavin.
That's good.
He says they're going to introduce the Vegas roster by showing them off in NHL 18.
Absolutely.
The NHL usually takes the what's the worst thing you can think of and one ups it. It may have, and I may have beat them to their own game in trailer form, going player to player as the puck is passed, showing each player's back in slow mo with cheesy flashes that that player in their previous team jersey changing to a Vegas jersey. I'm like, oh, it's gonna happen.
It sounds so bad, and you're so right. That's exactly what's gonna happen. But
Lyle, it's gonna happen, and we'll see the number 44 or pick. It's gonna be great.
I love it.
Your or pick plan is coming together, my friend.
I mean, what's worse? Is that worse, or is whatever the panel desk calling every player as they get drafted by GM and having a 5-minute interview with them? Is that going to be worse?
There's no good way for you to do it in between awards.
No. Well, and it's such a stupid way that they're doing this. It's like, okay, we're going to find out who won the Art Ross Trophy, and we're going to find out who won the Selke Trophy. And now, please say hello to your next 5 Las Vegas Golden Knights. What the fuck?
And how do you present them too? How do you present them? Do you present the worst first, along with the worst awards, or do you present the best first?
Y'all ready for this?
The best Scotty. Yeah, they already have ratings, so you could easily do it worse.
Yes, you could, and they'll know beforehand. I mean, so yeah,
they're rated in NHL 18 already.
Yeah. Just it's just nice and easy. Just do a simple head. You do the headshot with the the Golden Knights logo superimposed. That's all.
Dang.
That's all.
Scotty. What if they stole
can't-
something from FIFA 17? Because FIFA 17 actually has the team, the ultimate team that you can create, and you get packs. And if you get like a really good player, it pops up with like a shield, basically, like, so it doesn't tell you who the player is, but then that shield turns into the team logo, and the person comes walking out behind the logo out to the front, and then it pops up their EA Sports like profile, and it's like Cristiano Ronaldo, and everybody goes like nuts. Like, I could see that actually occurring.
That's very much. That could be a big thing.
I could see Ronaldo as a Golden Knight, to tell you the truth.
I could too. He's already conquered footy.
Exactly.
I don't really have to play the entire thing, but I found this in my musings.
Trade rumors or free agency, then you need to check out SpectorsHockey.net. At SpectorsHockey.net, you'll find the most in-depth sweep of trade rumors from all around the NHL with observations and comments from Spectors.
That takes
like
me
a
to
live read, but not really.
Wow.
That's what we can offer to our super secret deal.
Yeah. And that was a nicely done promo. Nicely done voiceover.
It was.
Yes, it was.
We would never be able to play that anymore, would we? Because we can't use 30 seconds of that instrumental song.
Cannot.
Dang.
Oops.
There's nothing in the public domain. Well, there is, but the Battle Hymn of the Republic doesn't quite go along well with.
No. It goes along perfectly with this show.
They could just play. They could play "Happy Birthday" behind everything.
It's true. They got this song.
Maybe a
from,
nice
like,
Gregorian chant number 5.
I've got this song from like the NFL like films where it's like dun, 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 and Scotty's like Lowe's. You can get a lot of things from Lowe's. It's like dun, 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 dun.
Oh, here we go. I'm gonna do
Very dramatic.
All right, so I'm gonna do something. We do. What's a big thing you hear on live reads? You hear Harry's, right? Harry's shavers,
like shaving butter.
Shaving butter, like a hair, like a Dollar Shave Club or something. I could do live reads for Dollar Shave Club. Are you kidding me?
Sure.
Yeah, so here we go.
You've got the buttery voice for it, my friend.
Listen,
that's good,
guys. When I think playoff beards, I think about what they're gonna do after the playoffs are done, and I say they sign up for Dollar Shave Club. That's right, Dollar Shave Club. They give you shaving stuff for $1. You know how you put your face in that shaving cream? That's bullshit. They got butter. They got shaving butter you can put on your face. Just slather it up. You can make a rotisserie chicken afterwards with how much butter you're going to put on your face.
Why do I feel like our live reads would come from Little Stan?
Oh, great.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that they'd want us to do that.
Listen, how much do you think you're going to pay for 7 blades, a handle, all that butter? How much you going to think you're going to pay for all that? Mark, how much you going to pay for that?
$300.
300. Lyle, how much would you pay for something like that?
350 rubles.
Oh, that's rubles. That's Russian, folks. Johnny, what do you think?
Because this show's been hacked.
I'm gonna think it's 1999.
We've been hacking this show for 17 years.
Say, we're such hacks, Lyle. Don't worry about it. I'll tell you what, you sons of bitches didn't hear me at the first part. It's $1. Dollar Shave Club. You don't understand the idea of this. Listen, $1 Shave Club. They're going to give you the razors. They're going to give you the handle. They're going to give you the butter. It's fantastic. You're going to get it for $1. How do you find that out? How do you get such a great deal? I'll tell you how you get a great deal.
It's $300shaveclub.com.
Not $300shaveclub.com. That's way too much. You might as well go to the Walmart and just steal some razors there. Just as much if you do it that way. $1 Shave Club. It sends it to your house. You don't have to go out and send it to
Step into my office because you're fucking fired.
Send it to your house.
It's in the house.
Send it to your house. Only $1. And if you put in the promo code SHUNK, you're getting 5 months free. It's $1 Shave Club, only $1, and $5 off is 5 months. At DollarShaveClub.com.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's simple. I'm sure they'll give me copy to read that I can.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah,
I'm
just
sure
like
they
that.
will.
Just like-
And with us doing the call and response. Yeah, Mark, how much did you pay? $300.
$300.
You idiot! I said it's $1.
The Shave Club is $1.
I love that. You sons of bitches! I told you at the start. It's $1.
You don't listen to me. How dare you?
Dollar Shave Club, classic.
No, this will go.
Classic.
It's gonna be really bad when they realize that I go to Harry's instead of Dollar Shave Club. I don't know if that's a big thing or not.
There we go. There we go.
Oopsie.
Oopsie.
So Lyle, we've got arena news. We're talking about Calgary and then
Yes!
how they are moving and aren't moving
Yeah.
because if they get this project or not. And then the news that Seattle has selected a group.
Yeah, that one seems a lot more realistic than having Brian T-Bone Burke come out there and tell the city, hey, nice hockey town you got here. Be a real shame if something happened to your arena. Meanwhile, in Seattle, it's just like, we've got orders.
The Tim Lewicki tour of freedom has stopped in Seattle.
And he's not alone. My God, that's Jerry Bruckheimer's music.
When hasn't Jerry Bruckheimer been tied to something?
I know. But he's really, and he got a millionaire billionaire, an actual billionaire kind of guy who is willing to invest in this new arena. So sometime after 2019, apparently.
Yeah, it's going to be. It looks like the proposal called for a $564 million overhaul. To be financed through a mix of revenue streams. I see this going perfectly. OVG, which is the group that has it, Oakview Group, has financial backing from MSG Entertainment as well.
Yeah, you know me.
So some Madison Square Garden cash being filtered into that. So there we go. But the interesting thing is, it's a remodel of Key Arena. I'm surprised it's not it's not a new one. It's a renovation of Key Arena.
Yeah, I guess perhaps that has to do with the difficulty of the issues that they've run into trying to build a new arena downtown. Yeah. So I guess they decided. Well, no, go ahead, John.
How hard would it be to get rid of Key Arena? It's underground.
It's true. It's true.
Yes, it doubles as a fallout shelter
with that state. Like I'm actually kind of being serious. Like I don't know how you even get rid of it because like you walk in at the upper deck level.
Yeah, you basically become an you become a archipelago. You become an island.
I love that when they did Carmen Sandiego.
Oh, it was the best. No, you become an archaeologist and start digging. Dig up, stupid. Well, it's funny because they have this site, and they also have the big empty lot that Chris Hansen has. Not that Chris Hansen, the other one.
I'm
That's
Chris
actually
Hansen.
where he catches all of his predators.
Yeah, he goes. He goes to the city. Listen, will you have a seat? Would you like some cookies? I have a new investment for an arena. It's right across the street from. It's near Safeco Field actually, but he's waiting. He says it could be privately financed. So good luck to him. Yeah. But OVG, yeah, you know me, with the MSG money is going to build it without an anchor tenant. So.
Well, because evidently they feel it's secure enough that they can, at the very least, attract an NBA franchise, bring an NBA back.
Well, that
And
worked out so well for Kansas City, by the way, building the arena first and waiting.
yeah, exactly. I know. Oh, I know. And with Quebec City right now too. Yeah, that's what you call your Cops Coliseum plan. You know, let me take you back in time, boy. See, about 35 years ago, there was these people in Hamilton that said, hey, we'd like to have our own hockey team. You know, I bet if we built ourselves a big-ass 17,000-seat arena, the NHL will come stumbling to us. It's so happy to give us a team. Oh, it'll be glorious. Oh, God, it's so painful 35 years later.
It's the Sean O'Connor method.
We'll give you the best. Well, rather yes.
Oh, sorry.
That's one of my best friends.
And the way back, that was. Yeah,
that's true. That was a good one.
Fire up the Victrola.
It's the Sean O'Connor method. Hey, if you have a contest, and then people will listen when you have a contest. It's worked at times. I wouldn't say it's the hard and fast rule, but he was right for sometimes.
And he's got nothing against cancer.
No, nothing. None against cancer.
Nothing.
So there we go. Lyle, how are you enjoying these Stanley Cup Finals?
Boy, howdy. Gotta love the home and home. You never know what goalie's going to show up deal you got going here. I mean, yeah, first two games, Pekka Rinne just looked horrible. And Matt Murray, good God, I mean, he was looking fantastic. And then flip the script when you go to Nashville and Rinne is a stone wall and Murray's a sieve. So what are we going to see in Game 5? Are we going to see the same thing? Are both goaltenders going to be awful? No, no Fleury. It'll be Murray. Was
the save in Game 3 where he had to dive from behind the goal line back in front of the goal the best save of the playoffs, or was that more the Penguins not finishing?
Penguins not finishing, dude. Seriously, they're not finishing. I mean,
they whiffed it a couple times there.
Jake Gunsel had a beautiful opportunity in Game 4, puck sitting right there. And boy, howdy, they just could not put the biscuit in the basket, kids. So, not take anything away from, hey, I mean, that was a hell of a diving save, but still, I mean, you know, just little flippy poo there, little flip. It's easy for me to say. I'm sitting there watching the game, going, "Why didn't you lift the puck?" But anyway,
of course. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you do that? Be armchair GM,
armchair coach. Thank you very much.
Well, whatever.
There you go.
Same truth, different view. Who wins the first away game?
Right now, honestly, I think right now I think this is Nashville series to lose.
Sweet Daddy Mo in their back pocket, huh?
I'm telling you, you know, other than a couple of breakdowns that they had in games 1 and 2, the Preds have dominated this. I mean, they've been the better skating team. They've had the better scoring opportunities. You know, whereas with the Penguins, honestly, I think they're out of gas, to tell you the God's honest truth. They are out again. Too many injuries, a hell of a lot of hockey for a lot of their key guys as well.
I mean, I was about to ask you who's had the easier path to this point in time in the playoffs, and the Penguins or the Predators, and I assume I know where you're going to go with this.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it's not to take anything away from the Predators. They win the Stanley Cup, they will have earned that shit. You know, this wasn't an easy trip for them by any stretch. I mean, when you lose, you know, you lose your top center and one of your best young wingers, you know, who was a power play specialist for you. I mean, God, yeah, you know, I mean, it's not like they had necessarily an easy path, but, you know, the Penguins, I mean, trying to defend their championship. I mean, we all know how difficult that is in this day and age. You know, it's been 19 years since the last time it was done. I mean, just the fact they made it back to the, made it to the final again with all those injuries they had. And that's a hat tip to their general manager, Jimmy Rutherford, for loading up on blue liners when he had the chance, and to their depth in their system as well. You've got to give them credit for that. But it's just reached the stage. I mean, it was obvious to me right from the first game that, again, apart from about, I'd say 11 minutes in game one, and I think maybe an 8-minute break there or not even 4 minutes in the third period in game two, it's been all Predators. So, unless the Penguins can dig down deep one last time and find enough to overcome, I think we're going to be seeing the Predators skating around with the Stanley Cup this weekend, kids.
Oh, that would be amazing.
And the salt flowing from the tears of the Penguins fans would be.
Lyle?
I don't get me wrong, I got nothing against Penguins fans, but some of them being a little whiny on the Twitter scape. Being a little
Salty
whiny.
bitches.
Being a little bit whiny. It's like, come on. Look, other teams can have great hockey fans too. Okay.
Nope.
Okay. I actually saw one tweet today. Somebody, and I didn't bother reading the column that he wrote. I don't know if it was a blogger or a writer or whatever, but trying to make the claim that in Nashville, the Bridgestone Arena, they're actually amping up the volume. They're actually piping in sound of the fans' cheers. They're doing the old WWE, WCW trick of hyping up the sound for television. Don't think so. No.
Well,
just accept the fact they've got some really loud, fanatical fans in Nashville, and they've had them for a long time. It's just that most of the hockey world's just starting to realize that now. But they've had them for a long time, and this is their moment to shine, and they're making the most of it.
Lyle,
Sir,
we took we questioned the panel. Johnny's got a return from Carrie Underwood on Game 6. I've got Garth Brooks singing the anthem for Game 6, and Scotty's got Kenny Chesney. Not very inspiring, but I like where his head's at for the anthem for Game 6. Who do you got? Who you got?
I don't know country singers. That's the sad thing. I would love to hear. I would love to see Zombie Johnny Cash.
Interesting choice. All right, so Lyle picks Joaquin Phoenix.
Pretty certain that the Ring of Fire would destroy the ice, but hey,
That's true. Also.
what do I know?
Be awesome. Hey, come on. I want Zombie Johnny Cash and Zombie Waylon Jennings.
I will say this: the Kenny Chesney is just because it's a party atmosphere, and he's a party guy. He's the new Jimmy Buffett, right? So,
well, I'll tell you,
could have gone Jason Aldean if you want to pump up that arena. Boom.
That's true.
I'll tell you, sure as hell won't be the guy who sang it on Game 4. Oh my God.
Who was that? Let's see.
Oh, it was it was Dirks Bentley.
The Domes.
Dirks Bentley was the celebrity captain this year, I believe, for was it Central Division?
I actually thought it was the name of the band, and then I was like, oh shit, it's a real guy. Okay.
Lyle, it's a country musician. Of course, Dirks is the real name.
By the dawn's early light, I just woke up to sing this song.
That's
Who's
actually how
got an espresso? Pour
that's how he
for
talks.
more.
That's every song of his is that way.
I went to some website called The Boot, and they have a slideshow. Just give me a list of people.
Wait, hold on.
I want
What do they
a
have,
list
Mark?
of- There's a
Slideshow. Slideshow.
We could run. I want to run down the list.
Sure, go for it.
Let's do it. All right. So obviously, Carrie Underwood was
Just
Game
'cause.
3. That was the first.
No. As the Morgan guy said, the captain's wife.
Yes.
The captain's
captain's
wife. Right.
Captain's wife.
Mrs. Mike Fisher.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So Carrie Underwood, Game 3 of Round 1. Luke Bryan, Game 4 of Round 1. And as we know, that's all there was in Round 1. Game 3 of Round 2 was Little Big Town. Is that true?
Yes, that is true.
Yeah. Game 4, Vince, Jenny, and Corinna Gill. So Vince Gill and his daughters.
Yeah, and hey, by the way,
True.
quick props to Vince Gill. He's been a Predators fan since day one.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he is not a Johnny come lately there at all. He's been with them for the first season.
Game 6 of the Blues series was Lady Antebellum.
Yep.
Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals, Keith Urban.
Mm-hmm.
Game 4, Kelly Clarkson. Kelly Clarkson.
Only loss on home ice.
She won't be back.
Justin, you know what? Justin Guarini is going to sing Game 6. It's going to be great.
Game 3 of the so Game 6 of the they won the Western Conference Final
in 5.
The night they won the Western Conference Final. All right, so Game 6, Trisha
Yes.
Yearwood of Western Conference Final. Trisha Yearwood. Game 3 of the finals, Martina McBride.
Mhm.
And then Game 4, Dirk Bentley.
Dirk Bentley.
Who was very, very tired.
No, that's just how he sounds, Lyle. You say that. No, that's how
Talking's hard.
One more thing, Lyle. Did you see the top 10 greatest teams of all time?
Did I? Boy.
Did you hear Jen and I ranting and raving about 2 through 10?
Yeah, and yeah. Like, listen, look, I love that Penguins team, a 91, 92. I did. I'm a Mario Lemieux fan. I make no apologize. But that
They're
is
not 2.
No.
They're not 2.
No, I could see either one of the Habs teams, another one of the Oilers team, or one of those Islanders teams up there.
I would say I would go as recent as the 96 Red Wings team or the 97 Red Wings team.
Yeah. I could I could even see them or the O2 club and say, no problem there. No problem there. But the Penguins one, no, lower. But see, this is why you don't let fans vote for shit.
Nope.
I'm sorry. They're gonna screw up every time. And people are gonna say, well, you're a hockey fan. Yes, and guaranteed my vote for something would probably piss people off because I'd be voting for something that people are like, you're wrong. But in most cases, people are wrong. I mean, you got to look at it. If this thing had been held, say 30 years ago, it probably would have been a Montreal Canadiens team.
There wouldn't be
If they had been doing for the 75th anniversary of the league or something like that,
Oh,
it might have been. Yeah, I still think it probably would have been an Oilers team up there, but guaranteed one of the Habs teams or one of the Islanders teams would have been number 2. No question.
Could you imagine how great it would be to have voted for the best team ever for like the 75 best winner ever, and they just handed you a paper ballot when you went into games like they used to have
great.
Like they used to do
for baseball?
Yeah, like you used to do.
I'm quite surprised.
They were like tiny Cantrons that you got at baseball games.
Oh, I love them so much. Like I would take bundles of them and vote at home. The funny thing is that I don't see the 2001 Avalanche team, and they had a lot of Hall of Famers in that team too.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, they did. I mean, I understand it's all subjective and blah 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 and all that happy stuff. Listen, that it can all be, it's all up to whatever people think and all of that. But some of it, like I said, the Oilers one being number 1, I had no complaint with that one. I don't think anybody did. I didn't hear anybody complain about that one. Bit of some diehard Habs fans grumbled a bit, but listen, I'm a diehard Habs fan. I'm sitting there going, yeah, but I can see it. That team loaded with all-stars too. And like I said, it's a younger crowd that's voting for it. Let's be honest, it's voting online. Listen, there are people who could make the case that could say, no way, the 1964 Toronto Maple Leafs were better than those bums. And what about the 1972 Boston Bruins? Jesus, listen, like I said, you guys weren't around. I was, and I can tell you, that was one of the most dominant teams of all time. The 71-72 Boston Bruins, led by Bobby Orr and Phil Esposito. I mean, they just kicked ass. You could have made the case for them too, but sorry, there's not a lot of people who enjoyed that team back then are still alive, and those that are, they don't understand Tay's interwebs. So yeah.
What we should do this summer? We should do the top 10 NHL teams that Chris Chelios was on.
There you go. There you go.
I like it.
I love that 1919 Ottawa Senators team.
They were amazing with the trains and everything.
Oh man, yeah.
All right, Lyle. We started this whole thing with the Flames. Let's continue on with the Flames. What the hell is this rumor about Mike Smith possibly going? The Flames have been in the rumor mill this week for some of the most egregious deals I've seen in a while.
Oh my lord, yeah.
Mike Smith being one, and then the next one, Alex Ovechkin. But let's start with Mike Smith first.
Oh boy, yeah,
the Mike
yeah,
Smith
yeah.
one-
Let's do the Mike Smith one first because I'm gonna friggin'
We'll yield the floor.
Ovechkin one here. Yeah, the Mike Smith one. Okay, even that one's, shall we say, kind of absurd. Unless, unless John Chayka has some plan that he's gonna trade Mike Smith and maybe snag another goaltender, because if you're gonna trade Mike Smith, you need to bring in a proven starting goaltender, because Louis Domingue is not ready. The guys you got in your system, they sure as hell aren't ready. So you trade Mike Smith, who, let's be honest, had a bounce back performance last season. If you're going to trade him, I mean, then you can forget about any chance of trying to contend for the playoffs next year. And I really do think that's what they want to do. And people can scoff about that, but people forget that the year before, they were in playoff contention right up until about the final month of the season before, just the wheels finally fell off for them. But they were in play. In fact, they even held a berth for several weeks. They were there. And this year, what undid them was largely injuries, especially like losing Max Domi. That didn't help for a long stretch. Having Anthony Duclair's offense go south, that certainly didn't help either. But this is a team, they entered this season with some high hopes of trying to be able to build on what they'd accomplished the year before. And I still think they're still looking that way. Okay. I don't think that this is just going to be, okay, just dump your crappy contracts on us and we'll take a bunch of your draft picks. I think, no, they really want to build up towards something. I mean, they're going to want to bring Dylan Strome into the roster next season too. Okay. So they're really looking forward to try and improve. But if you're going to trade Mike Smith, if you don't have yourself a suitable replacement, you might as well just kiss the season goodbye. And if that's the way you're going to run your business, then what the hell's the damn point? Okay, sell the team, move them to friggin' Quebec, and send them to a city and to an owner that's going to care. Because if this is all you're going to do, then then it's just a garbage move. So I saw a report earlier this evening that said that Mike Smith turned in his 8-team no trade list, and of course a big deal was made about that. Conveniently overlooking the fact that most players tend to do that every year around this time, those who have no trade clauses or modified no trade clauses. So it's not really a big deal that he submitted a list this year, okay? Because he did the same thing last year too. If they're going to trade him, sure, to Calgary makes the most sense. Brett, there's that connection there with Brad Treleving. But again, unless Chayka's got a blockbuster deal there where he's going to snag himself a goaltender of equal or greater value to replace Mike Smith, I don't see this happening. It can't.
Yeah, I don't see the Flames giving up someone like John Gillies or
no.
Or their Ritish, I think was his name this year. He was amazing in Stockton. I don't think they give any one of their prospect goaltenders up. So that was a funny rumor. Now this, Lyle. So there was a thing going round, right, baby, round, that Mr. Alex Ovechkin, there was talks that the Flames and the Capitals were talking. Alex Ovechkin would go to the Flames for Sam Bennett. Oliver Klinglington, a pair of first-round draft choices, would go to the Caps only for Alex Ovechkin. Lyle, I'll yield the floor to the senator of PEI.
Lyle, before you get started, Lyle. Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
That was beautiful. I had it all set up. My God, Mark
sorry.
runs. He's not even on the screen. How did I know?
Not on the screen. I had to ask though. Was this Ken Chambers that wrote this article on a terrible trade? It seems
That's
only
appropriate. It's a great Ken Chambers drop. Johnny, hit the music.
It's not plugged in anymore.
Fair enough.
We've lost the moment.
All right, screw it. Lyle, go.
Okay. All right. You guys know that my stock and trade is commenting on trade rumors.
And how?
Yeah, they come up.
I wish Lyle had a tidy Lyle like Oyo right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, I see these rumors come in, and I comment on them and post them up, and I talk about whether I think they're going to happen, whether they won't happen. You know,
Yep, all of them.
that sort of thing.
He loves them. He loves it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Listen, I've made a very, very good living, very comfortable living, doing this
Story
stuff.
house.
Yep. Yeah,
You should see it.
with a moat,
Filled with ritual hockey.
alligators. Yeah. Mm.
Eight beds, 7.5 bath.
Oh God, yeah. With a patio in the living room.
Exactly. 5 of those.
Yeah. But I got to tell you, I only commented on the Ovechkin trade speculation thing very briefly.
Yeah. No.
And I have refused, guys. I've done something I rarely do.
Wow.
I have refused to post up any more media-driven speculation about an Alexander Ovechkin trade.
Wow.
And the reason why I have done
that
so,
emailed you.
and the reason why I've done so is because this is just absolutely stupid. All right. It is ridiculous. It is, you know, the media seized on an innocuous comment made by General Manager Brian McLennan. He was asked, okay, are you going to make any changes? Where's basically about where's Ovechkin's future and blah, blah, blah. You know, and okay, yeah, he said 2 lines where basically he said, yeah, he could get traded someday. Maybe, could be, maybe. But he also very quickly followed up with, but he's been a big part of this team. He remains a big part of this team. We still want him to be a big part of our future. And that was it. You know, I mean, he did say that, yeah, I mean, he's going to have to, you know, now that he's getting older, he is going to have to change his training styles and, you know, kind of adjust to the fact that, yeah, the players around him are getting faster, so he's going to have to adjust and blah, blah, blah. And we all know that. And that's fair criticism. That's a fair thing to say. But, you know, the media, not everybody, but there were folks in the media, including some people that I respect in the media, who seized on those lines like a pit bull on a stake and just refused to let go. And it just became, oh my God, they're talking about trading Ovechkin. They're talking about trading Ovechkin. Oh my God, he said it. It's like, you know, anybody can be traded. Wayne Gretzky was traded 3 times. Everybody knows you can be traded, okay? But, I mean, come on, guys. Okay, I expected a little bit of common sense. And first of all, hat tip, I gotta say kudos actually to Isabel Khurshudyan of the Washington Post. I believe that's how you pronounce her last name. If I'm butchering it, I apologize. Because I do like her work. And she was the one who she reported on this, as did everybody else. She wrote this takedown, but she also followed up and basically explained very calmly and rationally why an Ovechkin trade is not going to happen. And that should have been the take that everybody should have done with this. They should have. But instead, it got blown up into this thing of, oh my God, McLellan's talking about trading Ovechkin. Now, we discussed this a couple weeks ago when this was first, even suggested. Okay? And we talked about it. And I laid out the reasons why it won't happen. And I'm going to tell them to you again very quickly why. First of all, top list, first and foremost, if Ted Leonsis doesn't want him traded, he's not going to be traded. Okay? End of story. It will not happen. You can come to them, with the most mind-blowing offer ever. If Leonsis does not want to part with Ovechkin, the guy who, let's face it, he's been the golden goose for that franchise for the past decade. Okay? Thanks to him. Okay? Thanks to Ovechkin, the Washington Capitals went from being basically just a team that had local fan support in the D.C. and Maryland and Northern Virginia area to a international phenomenon. Okay? Everybody knows that team. Everybody. There are Capitals fans there are Washington Capitals fans where I live, dude. Okay?
And Capitals jerseys everywhere in Canada.
Exactly. And they all have one name
fans in England.
Yeah, and they all have one name on the back and one number. Number 8, Ovechkin. Yeah, exactly.
Or pick 44.
They all have Ovechkin jerseys. Okay, he is the guy who built that team from, as I said, a local club into an international phenomenon. Okay, yes, it's the frustration among the fans and among people on the team that they haven't, gone on a long playoff run while Ovechkin's been with the team, while he's been captain. Yes, that's obviously an issue. Yes, it's something they need to get past. There's something going on with the culture. Yes, blah, blah, blah. Trading Ovechkin, your franchise player, is not going to resolve that issue. Unless they were planning on blowing up the roster this season and rebuilding, you are not getting a return that is going to turn your team into a Stanley Cup champion next season. It is not happening. Look at every fantasy trade offer that's been thrown out there in the press in the last 2 weeks, including the couple that you just rattled off there, Scotty. Come on, they're ridiculous. They are absolutely ridiculous. You are not going to, hell, you can't even use that return as a decent foundation to rebuild, for the love of God. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. And the people who are writing these, as I said, some of them are people I respect, and I'm not going to say their names because it just, no. But guys and gals, you know better. Why are you jumping on this when you know better? You know he's not going to be traded. Leonsis isn't going to trade him. You know that this is a team that isn't staging a rebuild. They are going for the cup again next year. Yeah, people are going to laugh, ha, 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 but they are. Their intent is to compete again for the cup next year. Now, obviously, they're going to want to try and make some changes to the roster, and they're going to try and find pieces that are going to work. It's not going to be easy because, yeah, they're going to want to re-sign Kuznetsov and Burakovsky, and it looks like they really want to sign Oshie, which I think, as an aside, I think that's a good move.
Agreed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But you do not trade away Ovechkin. It's not going to happen. He's not. If you trade him away, it's not. You are taking. Who's replacing those 33 goals, right? And who's to say that next season he doesn't hit 50 again? Okay, he's had down seasons before, and people wrote him off, and he came back and did 3 straight 50-goal seasons. So everybody needs to chill the hell out here. But it just, as I said, you're not going to get a decent return. You're just going to you're trading away, your leading goal scorer. Who's replacing those goals? Nobody. So why would anybody make that trade now? Could it happen toward the end of his contract? Maybe 2 or 3 years down the road? Sure. It could. It could happen. But I got to tell you, the thing I'm more concerned about with Ovechkin, it's not these stupid fantasy trades that people are dreaming up, that they're hauling out of their ass because, they're great clickbait. Hey, Jesus, I make my living off of these goddamn things. You think I'd want to have Ovechkin trade rumors up every damn day? Hello, clickbait, numbers up. No, I don't. But I explained this past weekend. It's not his trade status that you got to worry about. It's the Olympics, kids.
Yeah, it's Russia.
It's exactly, Mark. It's the Olympics. You had Bettman 2 weeks ago basically saying, that, he didn't want to pick this fight right now. But he and Bill Daly have pretty much already sent the shot across the bow that if you are under an NHL contract next season, you are not going to be playing in the Olympics. Ovechkin, meanwhile, back in April, said, "Oh, yes, I am," and doesn't really take all of this nonsense seriously that's going on. He still thinks there's a deal. Personally, I don't think there's going to be. I think this is done. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't believe I will be. This is done. The NHL is not participating in the Olympics. And they turn around and they say, if you're under an NHL contract, you cannot participate. Maybe Ovechkin decides to go the route of his countryman Ilya Kovalchuk and retires from the NHL, goes to SK St. Petersburg, where the ska music is fantastic.
Pick it up.
Oh, yeah. Got you skating around.
When everybody started the trade rumors with Alex Ovechkin, after they lost to the Penguins, my question wasn't when are the Capitals going to trade Ovechkin? Are the Capitals going to be able to get a return on Ovechkin before he retires to go back to Russia?
Yeah, because unless he goes to them privately and says, "I'm going to retire, guys, to go play in Russia," but you know what? That they wouldn't be able to pull that off.
No,
You
I
know,
mean,
at some point that'd be collusion, and a trade
the
would be
more legitimate concern is that Ovechkin is still going to be in his prime, and the Capitals are not going to be able to get a return on his contract, or a return on his talent, or a return on their investment in Ovechkin, because he's just going to retire and leave.
Yeah, you know, there is nothing in the CBA that prevents Ovechkin from doing what Kovalchuk did.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. If he wants to retire, announce his retirement tomorrow. Yeah, sure, Johnny, go ahead.
Now, I was just going to flip the coin a little bit at this point. And we'll check out the B side. As a Caps fan, is it wrong of me that I'm completely okay with all of these media people talking about how Ovechkin is being traded and not currently talking about how the Capitals are going to re-sign the people they need to re-sign?
That's fine.
In order to go to the Stanley Cup Finals again. It's almost like a deflection at this point.
Yeah.
It is, and I think another flip side of the coin too is like I said last week. I don't think there's anything said they can't assign him to St. Petersburg on a loan.
Yeah, there is actually.
Oh, is there? Oh shit.
Yeah, there is. They can't do that. That will not be allowed. Loan him to Russia so that he can go play in the Olympics. Won't be allowed. But retirement, they can't stop him. And if he wants to go and pick up the only way they could fight it is if they could try and get the International Ice Hockey Federation and the Russian Ice Hockey Federation to bar him from playing. If he retires for the Capitals and goes to play for St. Peter. I know.
Hey, here's an idea. Get Donald Trump to negotiate a deal.
Exactly. That stands about as much chance as Donald Trump actually negotiating a deal that works where nobody gets ripped off. You know, that ain't happening.
I mean, he can negotiate a deal with Russia, though.
But yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he can find a P tape about Ovechkin. I don't know. But anyway, this is the thing that's.
But this is like an R. Kelly thing now.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't understand politics.
Yeah, I know. It's water sports is big in politics, I guess. I don't know.
Watergate, I guess what it was. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Watergate. My bad. Sorry.
Way too long on these fake rumors.
Yeah, but just let me finish up here real quick. If Ovechkin retires and goes to play in Russia, we've seen the last of him in the NHL.
Oh yeah.
And that, to me, would be a very, very shitty way for one of the greatest careers in NHL history to come to an end. It should not end that way. It shouldn't end because the NHL has its knickers in a twist about going to the Olympics and doesn't want to go, and would impose a ban upon all players who are under contract next season, preventing them to go, forcing Ovechkin to retire and leave the NHL for good. That would just be sickening. Okay?
Yeah.
That would just
so
be
NHL,
disgraceful.
It would be
of course it would. Oh, of course it would. Batman, listen, I do, believe it or not, I do have some admiration for the commissioner. I do. But he can also, sometimes he can sit down and go, what would a dick do in this circumstance? And he will do that dick move. And that is something I can see him doing. He would do it, shrug his shoulders and go, oh, well, he's made his choice.
Well, shit, he hasn't given Washington D.C. any kind of all-star game or draft. So, like, fucking, he doesn't care if they're in the league or not. Here's an outdoor game in Annapolis, like half hour away from your fan base.
Yeah, but it's like I said, you're right, Scotty. It would definitely be a move the NHL would make. And what does it say? I mean, it just goes to show that they don't care about the players. They certainly don't give a shit what the fans want. Because if they did, they'd be going to the Olympics because that's what the fans want. Okay? The players want it. The fans want. Most fans do. There are fans who don't like the idea of the NHL and the Olympics. I know. But, I hate to tell you, Scotty, you're in the minority. You
That's
know,
racist.
you're in the minority.
There's no fan of the game of hockey that doesn't want a tournament to include the best talent in hockey.
Exactly.
Yeah, we did. It was called the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
Yeah, which is a
Fine,
nothing.
guys.
Which is a
The
nothing.
World Cup was fine.
Yeah,
But
we
you know
hated the
what? But you
tournament.
know what? The World Cup would have been fine if the NHL had looked with longing at the NBA playing in the Olympics and going, "Oh, we could do that. That would so sell our brand. Let's do that." If they had stuck to the World Cup, there wouldn't be this issue. But they're the ones who opened up this friggin' can of worms. They're the ones who got their Pyrrhic victory. And now they're sitting there whining like little bitches because, oh, no, we don't. Well, and I love the line, oh, we don't like shutting down our season. We don't like shutting down our season. Oh, unless it's for a lockout, though, then by God, kiss that season goodbye, kids. You are so hypocritical. Oh, my God. Oh,
But they're
man.
going to get their money. Let them get their money.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I mean, I can understand why, like, because it does no. As a marketing situation, I don't think the NHL going to the Olympics, marketing wise, has made much of a difference.
No, it hasn't. But this was their idea in the first place, and they didn't even research it properly. They didn't. They just yeah, exactly. From the league that gave us Boots Delbaggio in Nashville, who nearly ripped them off, and that wingnut who bought the friggin' Islanders, who was a con man. Oh yeah, why are we surprised? You know, this is what they do. You know, Bettman, for being such a smart guy, he can be really stupid sometimes. He really can. He really can sometimes.
I'm fine with them not going to the Olympics. I'm fine.
Listen, I don't have
if they shut down the league for 2 weeks. If they shut down the league for a week and a half for the All-Star game, I'd be fine with that too. Like I don't get the hard on most people get for the Olympics.
Listen, I would rather see. Listen, I'm like you. For the Olympics, I would rather see, instead of having a World Juniors every Olympic year, instead of holding the World Junior Hockey Championship, send those kids to the Olympics and let them represent their country.
Agreed.
Let them do that. Oh, I'm totally with you. But
I'm fine with that.
But and if we could go back in friggin' 25 years and go to Gary Bettman, no. To the Olympics, if somebody could have stood up and said, this is not a good idea, then we wouldn't have this issue. But you have it now. And I'm sorry to tell you, but we're in the minority here. Most hockey fans want to see the best players, the best pros, and that's the NHL's best in the Olympics, playing for their country, full stop. That's it.
And you know what's funny? If the status quo wasn't right now the professional players playing in the Olympics and they stuck with amateurs in the Olympics, we wouldn't be every draft year. We wouldn't be, the casual hockey fan wouldn't be looking at the draft every year and being like, who the hell is that guy?
Yeah,
exactly.
Who the hell is that guy? Because people would have heard these names every 4 years, or at the very least every 2 years. If the World Championships is, I mean, people pay attention to that, but at least every 4 years in the Olympics.
Yeah, now you're talking the casual hockey fans, because I mean, those of us who are diehards, I mean, we follow the World Juniors every year.
I'm gonna say that I go to some drafts and I don't know who these kids are after the first 15 picks.
Right, but that's sort of my point.
When you're like, I've never ever seen any footage. I mean, we had drafts where they didn't even have footage on the player.
Photo not available. Yeah,
essentially.
Like they didn't even have any video to show on the video board of the actual player.
Right.
Like,
not even EA Sports Simulated. That was the worst part.
Yeah.
So,
that's where the NBA has a leg up, because college basketball is such a big part of American life.
Sure. And college
football. But it's also one
Yeah.
of the only feeders. The internet, like in NBA, you don't know a lot of the international players that get drafted.
No.
Yep. And the NBA plays in the summertime
Arvydas
off season.
Sabonis when he got drafted?
No, it's not your
My
Vetus.
Vetus,
He's
your
not my Vetus. He's our Vetus.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's
I'm gonna throw in a quick 2 cents though.
Sure.
I do like the Olympics a lot. I do like watching the Olympics. I did not watch a single part of the World Champion or the World Cup or whatever the hell that was in before the season.
I got to tell you, honestly, regarding Olympics, winter and summer, every year I go into this thing saying I'm not interested. I'm not gonna watch this. I'm just not interested. The Olympic, they're so because you know the IOC is so corrupt and crooked, and half the athletes are dirty, you know, on drugs, and it's just performance enhancers. It's you know and I'm like I can't, you know, my cynicism every year. I think every time there's an Olympic year, especially the Summer Olympics, but every time in an Olympic year, I think my cynicism's gonna just finally take over and say that's it. I'm not watching it, and by the second week, I'm hooked. You know, it's just like oh shit, boxing's there. Oh geez, look, like, oh my god,
You know,
this is. You know.
There's
I'm trying to
no
think if I
better
watched any
year.
summer games.
Sorry, there's no better year than the Winter Olympic, followed by World Cup year.
Mm,
It
I
happens
agree.
every 4 years.
I agree.
But
I
that's
agree
the
with you.
best year of sports.
It is
because you have an international event that occurs in February.
Yep.
Everybody plays out the rest of their seasons, and then from June to July, you have the biggest spectacle in soccer.
Yep.
And outside of the Olympics, the biggest event in the world.
Yeah.
In the World Cup.
Absolutely.
Like that is literally the best year every 4 years.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, I still, for me, my favorite one was still the World Cup South Africa. That one was my favorite one of the. I don't know why. It must be, but I have just such fond memories of that one. The one in Brazil was good too. You know, a couple years ago, that one was good.
And I
too.
think the Brazil one was more of why are we building stadiums for one game and then not having anything else?
Yeah.
That
But-
was more than the game.
Hey! They had the Olympics and the World Cup. All right, they played two games in those.
You're right.
stadiums.
You're not
Yeah,
wrong. I apologize.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about the Summer Olympics. I really don't.
I do. Now that's the thing. I do. That's always one for me. That's the biggest one where I go, I'm not going to watch it. Not going to watch it. And like I said, by the end of the first week, I'm hooked. You know, now it's just like pole vault, damn straight, long jump. Oh yeah, jeez. Oh my God, 200 meters swimming. Definitely watch it. It's like, yeah. I just, I don't know. It's just maybe because I've been watching the Olympics since I was 5, and I'm an old fart. So I like to think way back in the day they were pure, even though the Russians were doped to the eyeballs back then. But
And the West Germans.
East Germans.
Yeah.
Whatever. Somebody.
But that was one of the, that
That
was
was
also
good
the
for
event that when we were kids, like you never got any, you didn't have cable channels, right? You never got
Exactly.
any like
Yeah.
really, really big sporting events. But the
Yeah.
Olympics was always on NBC.
Oh, man. Yeah, and here in Canada,
Whatever.
it was always on CBC, and it was fantastic. Yeah, it was just like, ooh, geez, something to watch besides friggin' Sesame Street and Looney Tunes reruns. Great, you know. And
I mean,
yeah,
I couldn't care less about gymnastics, but I still have memories like of my life growing up, sitting in the living room with my parents and Mark watching gymnastics because that was what was on TV.
yeah. Oh
And
man,
it was probably recorded like 13 hours ago too. We didn't care. We didn't know any
That's
better.
true.
you
No
didn't
one knew.
care.
No one knew time delay.
The '76 Olympics, I was 13 years old, and I fell in love with Nadia Comaneci in that one. Just because, again, what else was on? Well, now there's gymnastics, and here's this 14-year-old Romanian girl, and right away I was just like, okay, where's Romania? Where's Romania? I got to go to Romania.
Wait, let me Google Romania. Shit, that won't be invented for
That won't be
25 years.
available for another 30 years. Damn it! Yeah. Where's Romania? I'm on my globe. Where's Romania? Yeah. That was like, you know, that's like, I guess you could call it. Yeah, I guess your first celebrity crush that you had. Mine was Nadia Comaneci, you know, when I was 13 in 1976. So, but it was just like, yeah, where's Romania? Because the girls are hot. Where's Romania?
There you go. Coming across Tyler Toffoli, 3 years, 13.
Yeah. How much was that before?
What happened?
How much was the cap?
3 year, 13.8, so 4.6.
Ooh,
is
very
the,
affordable. Well done there. I saw they was resigned just before I came on the air, but they didn't have the amount up yet. But
Yeah, 4.6 is the number. 25 years old, 16 goals, 34 points in 63 games.
He's gonna
had
get
it down
paid.
6.
Oh, he's gonna get paid big time. 3 years. 3 years time. But
Yep.
that's an affordable sign. Well, I mean, hey, he wants to stay with the Kings too. You know, I mean, he you know, the Kings right now, you know, money's tight. They're gonna have to shed some salary. But you know, they obviously didn't want to lose one of the few good young forwards that they had. And I mean, you know, listen, honestly, if Tyler Toffoli hadn't missed half the season to injury, I think the Kings made the playoffs. He was such an important part of both their offensive game and their penalty killing. I mean, with seriously, he's a vital cog, and the fact you got him for that affordable deal, geez, well done, Rob Blake.
Yeah, first big splash for Blakey boy.
Well done, well done.
Still there.
Speaking of Kings, real quick, rumors have them linked to Evander Kane. Talk of maybe them sending either Jake Musin or Alec Martinez to the Sabres for Evander Kane. The only
That
thing
sounds like a terrible idea.
That's a great idea. That's the best idea.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
Jeff Carter. Oh boy.
Oh well, if you're going to make that move though, they're going to have to pick up, I think, part of his cap hit to make that work, because they are. Because I mean, Musin and Martinez each $4 million, Kane 5.25. Yeah, they're going to have to pick up at, I'd say, 1.25 to 1.15 mil to make that deal work. If that's indeed what the top, is actually going to happen. That's the speculation that came out this past weekend. Whether it happens or not, remains to be seen.
Any more bag of fun there, Lyle, or do we got?
No, I did my rant and raving about Ovechkin.
All right.
That's enough.
So we got two media guides, both are Devils. These were sent from. Don't know who this was sent from. I think it was Kurt Ludecki of. He's a scout for one of the, I think, Redline Report. And he sent Jen and I a whole bunch of books and media guides. So we have 2 books. We have 2 years for the New Jersey Devils.
Okay.
We can go with 1990-91. 90-91. And this one could be my favorite cover of all time. The 1987-88 Devils Media Guide. With,
I like it. That's cool.
I think I got one.
The owner let his 7-year-old daughter do the cover. Nice.
So what do we want, boys? Which one do we want? So you got to remember 86-87 for the Devils, or 90-91 for the Devils. Which one will we actually know and have fun with?
I think our best bet, guys, is with the 90-91 one. Even though the kid cover is cool, I do like that, but. I do. It's like, it's such a nice touch.
Oh, but here I will give you a free pass for this one.
Okay.
Here's my God. So this man is entering his 6th season as a hockey executive. He joined the Devils upon the shift in Colorado, where he was promoted during the summer of '82. He was promoted to the VP of Communications Advertising after serving 3 seasons as Director of Public Relations. He's responsible for publications, received Best Media Guide and Yearbook for 83-84 and 84-85 from the PHWA. Covered the Islanders for 2 seasons and Rangers for 1. Lyle, do you know who I'm talking about right now?
Would it be Lou Lamoriello?
Mark, who do you think?
Lou Lamoriello.
Johnny, who do you think?
Larry Brooks.
Johnny's right.
Hey!
The winner. As we have a nice coiffed Larry Brooks right here.
Oh my God.
So
wow.
There you go. Larry Brooks in all his glory. My goodness.
I don't even know why Larry Brooks came into my head, but for some reason,
beautiful.
I feel like that's it.
Wow.
Johnny, you are a big winner, and I'm glad you did. Also,
Thanks, I'll see you guys.
The 1991, we got Gary Thorne.
Wow. Hey, Gary Thorne doing the ESPN call.
He was doing the Sports Channel America.
Sports Channel back then, yeah.
Now he is the Orioles play-by-play gentleman. And yeah, there we go. All right, so the 1990-91 New Jersey Devils. We're going to start with... nope, not going to start with that guy. I'm going to start with this guy. Here we go. He's entering his 2nd full season with the Devils, 5th in the organization. He went to Providence College, member of the '88 Olympic team for the U.S. He Hobey Baker finalist. He consecutive games, 5 consecutive starts last season in the NHL. He was selected in the 5th round in 1983, 87th overall, and he is single. Johnny, name this 1990-91 New Jersey Devil.
John Madden.
Ooh, close. Sorry. Mark.
Yeah.
Chris Terreri.
Give yourself a bell.
Yeah, that's what I was
Big
gonna
winner.
say too. Yeah, right on, Mark. Well
Big
done.
winner. Big
When
winner.
I heard him say 5 starts,
Yeah.
then I was like, okay, goalie. Terrari.
Oh,
There it is.
missed it.
Woohoo, this is my nice
Uh,
one. First one. This is my
nice
first
one.
It feels good.
Yeah,
Feels
Feels
look
great,
at you.
doesn't it?
Yeah, but I got an obscure reporter.
Yeah, you got obscure reporter.
You did.
I feel like I still win first star tonight, no matter what. Like I could at this point drop the camera and take a shit on the floor in my house, like right behind me, and still win this contest.
We'd
Very
rather
on.
you didn't, but yeah,
Very
sure.
on.
Why not?
Any case, this next guy, 28-year-old defenseman, selected by the Colorado Rockies in the 6th round. He is married and has $3 at this time. I don't know why I'm talking about Dirk Bentley. Went to U of Wisconsin, but was on the Canadian national team. He is finesse. He's described as finesse-oriented, smooth, deceptively quick, with excellent passing touch. At the time, he
Sounds
set
like a single malt scotch.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Franchise mark for
excuse me.
most points by one game in a defenseman with 5 goal and 4 assists in 1986. Lau, we'll get you the first one here. Name that New Jersey Devil.
Bruce Driver.
Off the hop! Look at Lyle!
Yes.
Wow.
Everyone
Yes.
got it.
I'm trying to remember defensemen. Seriously, trying to
great
remember
so
Devils. Trying to remember Devils defensemen, and the only one I could think of was Bruce Driver.
This
Wow.
is the best night we've ever had.
Wow.
On this
Amazing, gentlemen. I am
Wow.
proud of all of you.
Wow.
Proud of all of you.
But Johnny's still the big winner for getting Larry Brooks.
Johnny takes it home. This is really
Exactly.
good thing here. All right, Johnny.
Will you let me take that to the draft and get him to autograph it?
I think I can. I think we can make this happen.
I'm just kidding,
all right.
really. I don't want to
So
do
this
that. That would actually bring the value of it down.
This defenseman received the Media Good Guy Award for being cooperative with media in 88-89 or 89-90. He's a defenseman. He is from Windsor, Ontario. Resides in the offseason in Edmonton, though. He finished his junior career in Kamloops. He played for the Team Canada in the 1989 World Championships in Stockholm. And he has played the most out of all the Devils defensemen in a 4-year span. Johnny, name this New Jersey Devil.
Did Lara lick his face?
It wasn't in the media. That wasn't in the
That
media.
would not be in the media guide, especially not in 1990.
I have never licked.
I'm gonna go with
Devils
Ken
defenseman
Danico.
face.
First off, he said Laura. I don't think he said Lyle.
Oh, I thought I said Lyle. I said I didn't lick his. Who the hell?
And Johnny, give yourself a bell. That is Ken Danico.
Look at you.
And second of
Johnny,
all,
you
Dale
are
Hunter
right.
was not on this team.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
that is
right.
true.
Yes. I'm not going to show you on the doll where
And Laura did say that she licked his face.
Ah, okay.
True.
Laura did. I was like, Lyle licked his face.
Are
No.
we tied? I thought I was going to win this game. I got one.
It's one across the board.
No, I
Wow.
have 2 now.
That's right, too. Johnny has the bonus.
Johnny got the bonus one.
He doesn't have 2 tonight.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he got
he
the
has
Larry
got Larry
Brooks one.
Brooks.
That was the bonus
Ow,
one.
That doesn't count.
Sure, it does.
Oh, sibling rivalry. I'm sitting here willing to give it to you, and Mark's sitting there going,
You
"Whoa."
literally both guessed the
All right,
same
fine.
person, and then I went with somebody different, and
Mark's
I
as
won.
salty as the Pittsburgh media right now.
Which is just like our youth.
I just
Like,
thought
what,
I
are you
would-
going to break a Nintendo controller?
I
Ned?
would win.
Are you going to throw something at me?
Yeah.
Well, here
Like,
you
come
go,
on.
Mark. Here's your chance to tie it up at 2.
There you go.
This guy became a Devil in the offseason of 1990 as he was traded for Bob Brook. Doesn't sound like a real name. Entering the season, he was 36 penalty minutes shy of 2,000 in his lifetime. Best offensive year was 84-85 with 32 goals and 76 points. He is one of 6 Winnipeg Jets at the time to score 30 or more goals. And he's an outdoorsman. He enjoys fishing, hunting, water skiing during his free time, and he is married with 2 kids. He was the first choice by the Toronto Maple Leafs back in the 1979 draft.
Ooh.
Oh,
Mark, name that Devil.
Man, my the guy I was gonna go with is now out because I don't know where he was in 1979, but certainly not there. Oh man, a center from 1979.
And he's playing for the Devils in 1990-91. Former winner yet. You should just go with your first one because your first one's always the.
No, I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to give away. He's my secret.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
I don't. All right, I'm gonna pass this one. I don't even know who was a center on that team besides.
He will defer. Lyle.
Chris King.
Not Chris King. Sorry, Johnny.
I know I'll just lose it when I hear this. Fuck. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know.
And no guesses for Johnny. He will defer. Laurie Boschman.
Oh,
Laurie
man. Yes, Laurie Boschman. Because I remember him playing for. As soon as you said the Leafs, I was like, I can see the guy, but I can't think of his name. It's like,
all right,
Boschman.
two more.
What made you think that we would know that?
Fair point. All right, this guy's a right winger. He is born in Oshawa and resided there. He's the first round pick in '83 for the Devils. He played for Team Canada in 1989 World Championship. He holds the franchise mark for for most assists by a right wing at 45 at the time. Led the OHL in goals, 18, and points, 38 in the 1983 playoffs with the Oshawa Generals. And he was named the New Jersey chapter of Pro Hockey Writers and Sports Channel's MVP Fan Club Player of the Year and voted Players Player by his teammates. That means he doesn't crush your lots. Lyle, name this New Jersey Devil from
Definitely not Shane Corson then.
No, Kirk Muller.
Sorry.
Oh, wow.
Claude Lemieux.
Sorry.
That's going to leave a mark. Wow. Speaking
And
of
Mark.
which,
I know it's not Patrick Elias because he's not Canadian, but I'm going to say Patrick Elias.
Close, but no cigar. John McClane.
right. John McClane.
That guy.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
He was great in Die Hard.
Yeah. A little more subtle in Die Hard 2, I found. Yeah.
Last
Well, that
one.
was
Here
a
we
Christmas
go.
movie, right?
That is true.
First movie's always the best one.
Last one. This guy played. He closed out the 1989-90 season with 6 points, with points in 6 of his last 10 games. He was traded that summer for Sylvain Turgeon. He is 25 years old at the time, 6'1", 215. He has a wife and 2 kids. He had no penalty minutes in 23 of his 39 appearances during the latter part of the season. He had an injury. Injury was diagnosed to his abdominal wall. So he had an abdominal wall tear, corrected with surgery. He's sidelined for 41 of the first 42 games.
Sports
overall.
hernia now.
Yeah. And he was part of Rendezvous 87, recording 4 penalty minutes in 2 games, and had himself a time overall. He is a multi-time Stanley Cup winner as well. Johnny, name that New Jersey Devil.
Scott Niedermeyer?
Sorry.
That was a good guess, I thought.
Mark.
Robert Holik,
Sorry.
otherwise known as Bobby.
Oh,
Wow.
sorry. Incorrect.
Damn it.
He would still be on the Whalers at that point.
Son of... You know what? Take your facts and shove them.
I think we should get like a 10th of a point for naming somebody in the league at that point.
You know what? Fair point. Fair point. Lyle, last one, close it out.
Brendan Shanahan.
Sorry, we were looking for Claude Lemieux.
Brendan Lemieux.
You know,
I was about to
laugh
because
man.
Lyle mentioned Brendan Shanahan as a guy that didn't get penalty minutes in his last 10 games, but then you said Claude Lemieux. and then
So the irony, right, of that is that I was like, right up until you were like, didn't get penalty minutes at the end of the season, I was like, this is Claude Lemieux, and then you were like, didn't get penalty minutes. So I'm like, that's
I
not
should,
Claude
and
Lemieux.
But then he threw in at the end. He got 4 penalty minutes in 2 games. So
And
I
Rendezvous.
should have known Rendezvous '87. Yeah, he played in that one. I should have.
Interesting. And this one was way better than our previous versions, though.
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, we were pretty good off the top. You know, we were red hot off the top. Faded at the end, but hey, we had a great start.
Bonus, a great picture of Marty Brodeur right there on your screens with a fancy mustache and a nice crop top hat right off the top. There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Now he's renting convertibles for his post-retirement midlife crisis.
I'm not even joking. The best part of that entire commercial is when they pan down to the kids and he's like, "Nice beards, boys."
Nice beards, boys. I gotta tell you, I like that commercial. I do. I don't know why. It's just funny and fun. Yeah.
By the way, here's some names. Here's some names of the New Jersey Devils from '87, '88. Steve Tajuri, Asian gentleman. Let's see who else. Patrick Sundstrom, Doug Solomon, Gord Mark, Claude Lozelle, Jim Korn, Joe Sorella, Elaine Chevrier, and Aaron Broughton, as well as Andy Brickley. We would have gotten none of those.
Oh no! I'm so glad we went. So glad we went for the 90-91.
And somehow I got Larry Brooks.
Yes.
Good showing, boys. All right, Lyle, it's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun. We're going to start our coverage soon. 76 hours expansion draft.
Wow. The coverage is expanding like the draft. See what I did there?
According to
I
Johnny,
hate
that's
myself.
7 days.
No, it's 6 days. Or 12-hour days because I'm sleeping for the other 12 hours.
So there's that. But we'll talk to you next week. Maybe by then the Golden Knights would have made a trade.
Maybe Strokey Beard.
And we'll have a Stanley Cup champion by then, I think.
We
too.
certainly will.
So there we go. Or that, or Game 7 is that Wednesday night too, isn't it?
Yeah.
If necessary.
If necessary. It won't be. It won't. Trust me.
Oh, Lyle's saying 6.
It won't be. Preds in 6. Expos
Lyle's
forever.
Lyle's like Drake, putting it in the 6. Running through 6 with his woes. Bye, Lyle. We'll talk to you next week.
Next week.
Goes Lyle Richardson. SpectreHockey.net, PI Guard.net, Hockey News, and Bleacher Report. No slide, Jones. Johnny P. Shout outs.
I'll give a shout out to some grass. And you know what? While I'm at it, I'll shout out the weeds as well. Give a shout out to Jen for finding hotels and/or Scotty, whoever found the hotel. Yeah, I think I'm good. Sure, good to go.
All right.
USA qualifiers this week, Thursday night, Sunday night. Let's go USA.
There we go. Merca. Merc.
I don't know. Shout out to Brittany for 22 weeks, 23 weeks. She's almost at the end of the second trimester. So shout out to Brittany for being a trooper and carrying baby Patanzo and doing it very well. I don't know how else to say that other than a thank you and a shout out. Hershey Park also maybe this weekend. We might be going to Hershey Park this weekend, so that's fun. I'll wave to the bear, or all of the bears, maybe all of the bears.
Remember, you were also a bear.
Yes, I too am a bear.
We are all bears.
We are all bears. Shout out to Horseshoe Casino because and Pai Gow Poker. That's all I got.
All right. I will give a shout out and a diss to apartment hunting. Shout out to Tornado Horns because it felt like it was at a club or the start of a Cake song as they were going off today as tornadoes were spotted around town, but nothing hit. Liked a lot, like a roulette table, nothing hit. Shout out to working overnights. Yeehaw. Ugh. Anyway, That's all I got. So for Johnny P. Work at the Sea, I'm Scotty Watts. Take care of yourself and someone else. This has been Face Off Hockey Show on faceoffhockeyshow.com. It's also our Tumblr. Face Off HCKY Show is on Twitter. That's where you can get us, add us, and all that fun stuff. Also on Facebook, FOHS Radio. Until next week, we will be one step closer to our 76-hour coverage of the expansion draft. Don't you dare miss it. I'm talking to us because odds are we probably won't do it. But, wow, mid-burp. That tasted terrible. That's it. That's all. Bye, everybody. Peace.